Hey, Ian, I do have one question for you.
Is it about One Piece?
No, it's about the video game Demon's Souls.
It's not about One Piece. I don't care.
All right, Ian.
All right, Demon Souls. What?
In the game Demon's Souls, I have one question about the titular Demon's Souls. Do those Demon's Souls belong to multiple demons or one demon?
Technically one demon. But there's multiple demons, and you get you get their souls, but they all come from the old one. Why?
Okay, well, it's just because, like, if there are multiple demons that the demon's souls belong to, then shouldn't it be DEMONS apostrophe souls? Because it's plural possessive?
DEOMNS.
No, MONS apostrophe.
Demons is souls.
Yeah, it should be demons' souls. Like, there's multiple demons that the souls belong to. Or alternately, I would also prefer demons, souls, and the souls is apostrophe F as well, S as well.
I hate you.
Because there's a running bit.
English is not my forte.
There's a running bit in the video game Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, where every plural word ends in apostrophe S. So
okay.
So, like, for example, there's, like, a character archetype in that game that's, like, a gunslinger type character type, and it's spelled like this.
Nathan is now typing in the chat. Gunsbraster.
Gunsbraster.
Yeah. Guns is brasters. Wow.
Yeah.
Why would you spell it like that?
Because it's a joke game for comedy.
I don't think that's funny.
I do.
I think you're a big stupid idiot if you laugh at that, because you're laughing at dumbnastic bullshit.
But it's guns. There's over 100,000 guns in the game, Ian. No, that was
Barkley Shut Up and Jam?
No, that was Barkley 2. The canceled Barkley 2.
Oh.
Because the main character of that game is a gunsbraster.
Well, I hope he brasts a bunch of guns.
He doesn't, because, like, the entire dev team left that game and took the Kickstarter money because it turned out to be a bigger project than they could handle. Sad day.
Well, that's how Kickstarters always be.
Yeah. Except for the Kickstarter for the Devil May Cry board game, which sent me, like, 8 boxes a week ago.
Yeah. You wrote just big old boxes, big old figurines.
Love it.
Things,
love it. Would love to try to play it at some point.
Yeah, not allowed, though.
Yeah. Well, guys, in case you didn't know, welcome to the Media Hope Podcast. This is a weekly podcast in which we talk about movies.
Apparently, we talk about the English language and how other bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah. But we also talk about news and comics and television and movies and video games. I'm Nathan. I'm joined.
I'm Ian.
As every week with my good friend Ian. What a good boy.
Yeah. COVID can't stop us.
No, we are remote as the rules in our area has changed.
We will probably be remote until
Christmas.
the 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that'll be the end of the year one.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no New Year's Eve this year.
No.
So no sick party stories about me fucking staying up way too late and watching people do coke in Blake's kitchen.
Sad. Well, yeah. I guess we could do it over Discord.
Yeah, we all... Here, 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta go drive to Blake's house to do a bump. Yeah.
I was gonna say we could just have, like, somebody lift up on camera and, like, do coke on the Zoom call.
Bump?
Yeah. Is the episode going to be called Doing Coke on the Zoom call? I hope not. I think we can do better.
I think we can do much better. Also, we would never use Zoom.
Yeah, no, but it's more popular. So that's why I use
Zoom
the word.
Sucks. When
mean,
I was going on my way home from work, I drove past the old youth drop-in that we used to go to. And the guy who runs it was there, and I pulled over and I just stopped and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was like, "Oh, hey, Ian." Complimented my tattoos and such, and was like, we talked. I was like, "How you guys operating under this shit?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're playing Among Us a lot." And I was like, "Oh, you guys," and he said Skype, and I'm like, "Y'all, you got to figure out Discord really quick, buddy."
Yeah.
And he said for the kids they did, like for all the youth they did, because he has like 3 kids, so they were like, "Yep, Dad, here's Discord and everything." But like his buddies, he was playing like poker with them online, like his high school friends. And he still has to use Skype with them. And there's people who like have their laptops that they use because they're old men.
Yeah.
It's like it's so shitty they can't run Skype and whatever they're using to play poker.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I did want to check out Zoom because apparently there's like cool shit you can do with it. Like obviously the backgrounds thing is cool, but also like apparently you can like do kind of some programming and do fun stuff. Or I'd love to work out Roll20 and get back to trying D&D and stuff again. It would also be fun.
Yeah, maybe.
What's
Roll20?
Roll20 is like a special website for playing D&D. That
You
it's
could
like
use like Tabletop Simulator.
you could also use Tabletop Simulator, but Roll20 is better for it. Tabletop Sim, I don't think, has a lot of stuff built in for D&D type stuff because it's a little bit more complicated.
I think Tabletop Simulator works based off of the workshop, though.
Yeah, but like, there's just like, you kind of have to load in stats and things. Like, you have to bring your own stuff to D&D, you know what I mean?
I just remember when I was fucking we were when we first got Tabletop Simulator, we were playing like poker,
Yeah.
like me and my friends, and one of them was just like, "Oh, 1 second," and he kept bringing this like giant troll in and kept fucking up the table with it, and I just like every time I was like picking it up and whipping it away.
It's funny.
Because they were all like, God, none of them actually knew how to play poker. It's like, why are you guys playing poker if none of you know the rules? And it's like, because it seemed fun. It's like, none of you know how to play this game. And then I just, to a point, I'm like, fuck it. And I like, normally when you play with your friends, you pass the dealer chip around and shit.
Yeah, but you were the only
I just
dealer.
kept it.
Yeah.
I just kept it. I'm like, none of you guys are paying attention.
Which one of your pals is it that said if we paid him money, he would make a theme song for us?
None of them.
You absolutely said one of your friends would do that.
Maybe. I didn't ask.
Oh.
And also, they're all I was like, maybe I could bother Anthony, but Anthony is so busy, I'm not gonna do that.
All right, it was Anthony. Well, if you're out there in the internetiverse and you like make music and have a demo that I can listen to, I'd love to give you money to do a cool theme song for this podcast because I listen to podcasts like My Brother and Me, and they got a fucking dope theme song. And meanwhile, we're 10 times funnier than them easily every week, and we don't even
Absolutely
have one
wrong.
theme song.
Absolutely wrong. My Brother and Me is like probably the best podcast on the internet.
Yeah, you're right.
Like there is nothing. Like there could be like people going.
Everybody
like,
says
"Oh,
Joe
no."
Rogan, and Joe Rogan's not even funny. And then like
No,
Mabam
Joe
Bam
Rogan
is way
himself is funny, but also like he keeps trying to be like, I'm inquisitive. I'm here to find out your perspective, or for you to teach me about how DMT makes chimps just go become geniuses. And it's like,
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, you are not the man I want to hear asking about this. But like, call me by her name or whatever the fuck. No, call her daddy. Call me by your name.
Call
or
Me
whatever
by Your
was in
Name
that.
is a film.
Yeah, but call her daddy or whatever. That one popped off for a while. Like everyone was
Yeah.
like, funniest show. That's where they came up with like tornado spin cycle guck combo.
Yeah.
It's like, sounds funny.
I haven't actually listened to that show.
Me neither. I listened to the Tiny Meat Gang podcast and they talked about it for like 3 months straight, but also because there was a huge like legal battle with it, because that podcast was kind of like this one in the sense of, I don't fucking do anything, I just show up. Mm-hmm. You do all the work and like literally everything about it. I'm just here.
Yeah.
I'm just here to fucking make the show worth listening to.
Yeah,
But
if it was
the other
just
girl
me,
wasn't
it'd
even
be
there
sad.
to make the show worth listening to. She was just a soundboard, pretty much.
That's fun.
For one girl to say the really funny shit and the other one to be like, here's some kind of funny shit. But then they got like this deal with like Barstool.
Oh shit.
But Barstool was kind of taking them for a ride. But it wasn't
I
that
heard that's
bad.
like the thing Barstool does to people.
Yeah. But it was one of those things where it's like they're taking a bit more of the profit than they should, but also since it's the one woman working on it, she would have been incredibly overwhelmed to actually do it by herself.
Yeah.
So her friend's boyfriend like made this big stink and like did like this countersuit and tried to like break the contract with Barstool, and the girl who actually did all the work, like the editing and like all that shit, was saying like, no, I'm fine. I'm cool with this. We can just wait out the contract. The contract was only like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
Like it was something that like really you could go through it and be like, damn it, but it's not worth the legal trouble of fighting Barstool because they have a lot more money than they do. But if something like
they operate like a real tech company. They've got fucking venture capital, don't they?
Yeah. But what was it? They could have been making like $1 million a month off the podcast because of like brand deals and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But they were making like 500,000.
Yeah.
It's like that's a big difference, but maybe you probably couldn't actually handle making that $1 million and your podcast might have gone to shit.
Right, but like a fair deal for Barstool would have been like, obviously Barstool pays for their editors and pays to host it, but like, and gets a good fraction of the money. But if it's one of those things where it's like the hosts make the fucking show and then Barstool takes like the lion's share of the profit, it's fucking like, okay, you wouldn't have the money if we weren't doing the show for you, bud.
I believe they had he had like a deal to they were pretty much in control over everything. It's just that Barstool like managed the business side of it. So like that, the estimation of them making $1 million a month was with Barstool doing the work.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to remember this off my head. I kind of looked it up because I think
when
Dave
Bezos,
Portnoy, the founder of Barstool, was like a piece of shit.
yeah, well, when Bezos buys us out and we become an Audible original, we'll be swimming in that quiche, dude. We're gonna be sailing.
Yeah, the Dave Portnoy, the guy who created Barstool. He's an anti-union rich man.
Oh yeah, again, yeah. I heard that company was like a motherfucker. I don't know.
Yeah,
Who do you think would buy our podcast out? Like, let's say we had more listeners than we do.
Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, probably Rooster Teeth.
Except now we have to do it every single day. It has to be a lot funnier, and also if we talk shit on
shorter, much shorter.
Warner Brothers Interactive.
We talk.
We
don't talk much shit about Warner Brothers.
We talk shit about DC though.
No, we talk shit about very little. If you actually go back, it's like like we talk shit about 3 DC films. I talk shit kind of about the Dark Knight trilogy. But
that's because you're a contrarian.
Yeah, I'm constantly endorsing like DC Comics. We shilled for Birds of Prey for like 3 weeks straight. We shilled for Harley Quinn for a long time. I shill for Doom Patrol nonstop. Yeah, like that's what I mean, right?
Yeah. Warner Media commercial.
So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, DC, if you pay us money, we'll probably like
we'll pay you money. We'll talk shit about Marvel every fucking
Oh my
week.
god, I've got so much shit I could talk about Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel just has a few good movies, and then the rest of them copy the other movies, so we think they're good. But I don't know. All those DC movies are incredibly original.
Yeah, they're very different from each other.
I haven't seen Aquaman, but I'm sure he's cool.
Yeah, I've only heard it's the highest grossing DC movie. It's got to be pretty good. Yeah.
Oh man, I think
made more money than Justice League.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, but apparently that movie is like kind of like, I've heard somebody compare it to like a Bollywood musical.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I'm like,
did you see the thing? I think we skipped it a couple weeks ago where they were like, Jason Momoa was like, I can't start filming Aquaman 2. I'm too busy protesting this shit in Hawaii.
Yeah. Dope, man.
Why is Rob... I kind of just scroll through Twitter while we do these. Why the fuck is Robin Williams trending, but in the politics section?
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say maybe it's the anniversary of when he took his own life.
Maybe. It could be.
Don't know why it's in the politics section.
Oh. Pick one stand-up comedian, past or present, who would take the 2020 story and light it up. So what they're saying is a comedian who could pretty much do that thing that comedians do where they just say, like, here's everything that's happened in the past year, but funny.
George Carlin.
Yeah, everyone's saying, a lot of people said Carlin. I would say
Dane
Carlin.
Cook.
I would say Carlin because Carlin is better. Carlin does that. Dave Chappelle kind of does what Carlin did now.
Yeah, but less good.
That's a matter of opinion. I actually haven't seen a lot of Carlin stuff. I've just seen clips, but I've actually watched all of Dave Chappelle stuff, so I'm kind of biased. But like, Carlin did like that shit where he goes up on stage and he kind of just talks, and it's like it's a funny way of him. It's like he's talking in a very funny way, but he's not really telling a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dave Chappelle has a whole fucking like section of his stand-up where he talks about how him and his sister were a victim of a hate crime in small town Ohio, and they were like, yeah, and he thought like the white people would like ignore it, but they stood up and they were like, I don't like that at all.
I think it's just Carlin has more energy, even when he was like an old man.
Carlin's always had that energy of like talking down to you, but also like just educating you.
Yeah. Plus, like, Carlin was an anarcho-communist, which is fun. Yeah. I don't know. I'm projecting that onto him, but he seems like it. But did you hear the news about Dave Chappelle this week?
No, what did he do?
Okay, so Dave Chappelle saw that Netflix had like gotten the rights to Comedy Central's The Chappelle Show. Yeah. And he called Netflix and said, "Hey Netflix, we've had a big partnership, and I turned on Netflix and I got really sad to see actually good Dave Chappelle content on there. So can you get rid of it?" Netflix did.
He does make them a lot of money with his like
bad stand-up
shit. Yeah, it's not bad.
I know. I just liked.
It's not bad. But that one
okay.
special that got him in trouble for the trans jokes, or no, the special he made in retaliation to his single dead name Bruce Jenner comment, and it's like, shut the fuck up. It's so not funny.
Yeah.
Everything else, I would say all the other ones are enjoyable.
I'd say they're just okay, especially compared to the Chappelle Show, and that's why I made the joke that he got mad that there was good Dave Chappelle content on Netflix and that he can't have that. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen clips from that stand-up, and none of them make me want to watch the full thing. And that's my vibes. And I'm talking like clips meant to promote. I'm not talking about like the worst shit edited together. I'm talking about like Netflix will post one part of a Dave Chappelle stand-up to their YouTube, and I'll check it out and be like, yeah, that was okay. I don't want to watch the full hour.
The one that got me was when the clip of him like getting a call from his son on like a Saturday night at like 1 a.m. being like, "Dad, don't freak out, but I'm at a party and our drunk driver he's fucked up, he can't drive."
Fucked up, he can't.
Yeah, and then he goes like, and then his response is, "I'm fucked up too, it's Saturday." And he's like, "Whatever, it's better for me to drunk drive my kid than some other dude to..."
But then he's at the same party.
Yeah. I just think that's really funny.
Yeah, it's a little funny.
Shut the fuck up.
Who's noising?
The dogs.
Oh.
Obviously, it's not getting picked up, but still, it's annoying for me.
I'm catching it a little bit on the back of your breath. Almost. Like, when you're talking, I can't hear it, but when in between, like, the noise canceling and the, and you, like, not talking before the noise canceling kicks in, I get a little clip of the dog. It's funny.
Yeah. Last night when I went to grab a beer, I, like, took it, and I, like, just took a swig of it in front of my mom, and I'm like, I can't taste anything in this. And then she was just looking at me like... Anyways,
That's a hot monster. What do we got? What do we got going on? Let's get right into the news now, folks. First piece of news, potentially best piece of news. Neo: The World Ends With You is a sequel to the 2007 DS classic, and it looks fucking sick.
I can't believe they did this.
What?
Ripping off Persona 5 like this?
I hate you, Ian. You know I was going to say that. You know I was going to
fucking say it.
Because, guys, guess what? It's a fully 3D take on a 2007 game, but the original and this both take place in Shibuya, and are in the anime style. So, of course, this one's ripping off Persona 5 specifically.
Yeah, because Persona 5 invented Shibuya. They invented that
the 109 building.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they honestly they probably invented all of Japan at this point.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, Persona 5 fans are the worst people in existence.
But yeah, I'm super hyped for this game. It looks fucking awesome. The gameplay's cool. The story looks interesting. It's all new characters mostly. So I'm super hyped for it. And it's coming out for not just Switch, but also PS4 in 2021. So like right when the World Ends With You 1 anime ends, the new game comes out. So that's what we'd call good synergy. Is that you thumbs upping me or flipping me off, Ian?
Thumbs upping. I had like a booger just hanging in my nose this whole time.
Yeah.
And
it was going
really
to be
annoying.
the thumbnail.
Better not be. I don't want people to see my extravagant room. Can you tell I'm moving?
Not long now.
Yeah, next week.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 weeks.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm moving on the Friday in like the afternoon. Anyways.
Yeah. World Ends With You is sick.
Yeah, it's the sickest game with. I haven't played it, but on the only gaming podcast I listen to, because they fucking think they have the right to take up 5 hours of my fucking week, was talking about it. How they're like, we both love it. It's amazing. It's the best game ever. I fucking hate playing it because of the control scheme.
The control scheme for the first game is. It really only works on the DS, and then every other version is somewhat hamstrung. Yeah,
so now
it's
that
it's still doable on Switch, honestly. Like, people who complain too much are, kind of being a little whiny, in my opinion. But yeah, now there's a sequel, and it's in 3D and built for controllers.
Yeah, which is good. It's all the problem things. If there was one problem with The World Ends With You, the first one, it was the controls. Everything else about the game is perfect.
And again, the only problem is the controls on the ports, specifically the mobile and Switch ports, because
they were saying the controls on all of them are bad.
Oh, that's stupid, and you're wrong. The controls are the fucking gameplay is brilliant on the DS. You use the D-pad to control the character doing battle on the top screen. You use the stylus to control the character doing battle on the bottom screen. So you have
to control it like this the whole time?
Yeah, you're doing combo as one character with buttons, and you're doing combo with another character with motions and tapping. It's cool. It's a really great game.
I don't care because I haven't played it. But like, that's just their opinion. Remember, one of the dudes on that show is like, I really want to use the mouse with my right hand, but then use a fucking half a controller with my left hand. And that's the superior way. But that just makes sense. No.
Because much like how you get more nuanced...
It would be too powerful, Nathan. You need to have one debuff in your life.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's like, using controller, you're worse at aiming. And everybody's like, using keyboard, you're worse at moving. This is the best of both worlds.
I don't think using a keyboard necessarily makes you worse at moving, because there's tons of ways you can do it. I think it's people just aren't willing to get used to it. Because, like...
Well, no,
the thing with keyboard with controller is that you can do like, I don't want to run forward. I just want to do like half. I want to do a walk.
Yeah.
But keyboard, you can't do that unless you get my fucking buddy Gavin's keyboard where he has that.
That's what I'm saying, right? Because you can get more, much like how you can get more nuance with aiming with a mouse, you can get more nuance with moving with a joystick.
Yeah, like you can actually go diagonally and not by pressing 2 keys. I think just other than movement with the joystick. Oh fuck. Other than moving with the joystick, WASD and everything else on this side of the keyboard is perfectly fine.
I don't know, shift to run versus just clicking a stick.
But clicking the stick it's not always like that.
But it's usually like that.
It should I I wish like PlayStation and Sony, it's the same company, PlayStation and Xbox would just be like, if your character wants to fucking run and the run isn't associated with a dodge, it goes on the left stick. That's what it is. Don't fucking hey, I see you. I see you, Yakuza, putting it on X. Don't do that.
That's whatever. It works for Yakuza.
Yeah. But it's still, the Yakuza has one the Yakuza 7 has one that bothered me. It's literally every button except for L3.
Yeah.
You can press R2, you can press X, you can press square, you can triangle, circle, doesn't fucking matter because none of those buttons are actually usable in the overworld.
Yeah. In the path list, L2 runs and R2 aim, like aim and shoot. Because you don't actually aim.
Shoot?
Like R2, because you don't actually aim. It's like you auto target and then you just pull the thing and then like the circle goes around it and then you let go when the circle's around it.
I'll also accept the B button for running as like a hold.
Oh, that's Dark Souls?
No, yeah, Dark Souls, but also like Breath of the Wild and I think what's the dodge?
No,
button
Breath of the Wild is Breath of the
R2.
Wild. It's B, but it's where X is on a PlayStation controller.
Maybe. I don't know. Fuck these games.
Fuck
L3
video
to
games.
run, please.
Fuck video games. All my homies hate video games.
R3
Is
to do that
knife.
first-person camera.
Or first-person camera. That's fine.
Yeah.
R3 you can kind of do whatever. Like if you want to put the camera directly behind you on R3, like a camera reset.
Like
that's
a
good.
recenter.
Trying to think. Knife, it's fine. I don't think anyone hates that it's knife in first-person shooters.
Sometimes it's B.
Yeah, that's only in Halo.
I think in Call of Duty you could do it as well.
That's a setting. But defaults
sure?
to R3. Yep.
Because it defaults to no.
It defaults to R3 because where B is / where circle is crouch.
I feel like there was a thing back in the day when that YouTuber Only Use Me Blade existed, where he was like, people were like, how can you like slash so good and like melee so good in Call of Duty and shit? And he was like, well, because I rebound my shit so that he could look and do it at the same time. So I don't know if R3 is default.
R3 was default, and then it was the setting where knife was on B was called the tactical control scheme.
Weird.
Yeah. But yeah, World Ends With You comes out next year, baby. Right after the anime, which also looks dope.
Yeah, so if you owned only like a PlayStation and you didn't want to fucking go and buy like a 3DS or a Switch,
yeah, you didn't want to buy the mobile version on your cellular phone, despite the fact that it's like not terrible.
Yeah, you can fucking be a real cool guy and know the whole story. Even though who knows, they could persona this and it actually doesn't matter.
No. So from what we know,
have the same characters?
No. It's different characters, but one of the characters two characters reoccur. One of those characters is from the special epilogue from the Switch version, and the other character is from the first game. Yeah, you okay?
I burped and I tried to keep it in. It like blew back. It was like hit my teeth and just was like
you
back
boffed.
down your throat. I boffed.
You like boffed. You burp.
I'm a fucking,
you burp coughed.
I'm a dog. I'm gonna get your fucking pink thing out of there.
Your red rocket?
No, on the Google Doc.
Oh, no, your pink thing's there, bitch.
No, your pink thing's there.
No, you are.
Oh, no. Oh, there.
Yeah. Mila Jovovich.
Popped off.
Ian, Mila Jovovich is coming to
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World. Eat shit.
I don't see why you got to be so mean to me about this.
Because it's funny. On December 2nd, the first part of a 2-part update is going to be released, which adds a new quest featuring the likeness and voice of Mila Jovovich as whatever the name of the character that she plays in the
Artemis.
movie is. Artemis. Where she plays an American soldier who is suddenly transported to the Monster Hunter universe.
Yeah.
Which is less cool than how they did it in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, where there is an island that is Monster Hunter in the world.
Yeah. I think, honestly, I don't like that fucking game. Like that movie looks like hot street trash.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks like the Resident Evil
But
movies, which are like the, you know.
But her character in Monster Hunter, that I like it. I think it looks good.
All right, so you're going to do the quest?
I don't know. I haven't played Monster Hunter in a minute.
Well, it's going to
I
be...
think December 2nd is also when they make the game like single player.
Yeah, I think it's part of the
playable
last...
and
I think it's part of the last updates coming out for the game. Yeah.
Well, it's the most attention and or it's the most like an adaptation has been like, yeah, you can fucking do both. But that means
It's canon.
it's canon that
Yep.
the Monster Hunter World universe is different than the Earth universe. They are actually different realms, but that also means that
No,
Earth
it could be a
universe,
time portal.
Oh, in the old days that would make a kind of sense because Monster Hunter used to be a post-apocalyptic thing.
Yeah.
Like very
But
far in the
I think they're
future.
moving away from that because God
They
Eater
did.
exists.
They did in like 4.
Yeah. God Eater and Freedom Wars are both
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic Monster Hunter games.
Well, God Eater was like, hey, it's the future and monsters exist because of all the shit got fucked up. Monster Hunter's like, hey, it's the future. You don't know that though. These monsters exist because they had to exist to survive.
Evolution happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freedom Wars, I don't know. All I know is that in Freedom Wars, you're a prisoner and you're working to, and you like stole something and you have like 1,000,000 years in captivity and you're working to slay monsters to pay off your debt to society. Because you can
Okay.
exchange monsters. Because the currency is years on your sentence.
Okay. So, Monster Hunter World, The Real Human World, The Witcher 3, and Final Fantasy 14 are all connected universes now.
I think more than that. Because also Devil May Cry and Resident Evil.
Devil May Cry...
And
okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
The difference is, though, is those quests are actually just armor sets. They never had a character from those universes show up. Where, like, the Witcher quest, you actually played as Geralt in the Monster Hunter world.
Okay, and you said Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, Moogle comes into the Monster Hunter dimension, and you have to beat up a Kuluyaku who got an Ethereum crystal. And it makes it like a big... But then you also fight a behemoth, which is actually from Final Fantasy, and they said it came from like a mystical portal.
Okay, so that means via Dissidia that every Final Fantasy's in that universe, which means Tekken's in that universe, because Noctis is in Tekken.
So that means the
And
Walking Dead
and Nier
universe-
Automata and Walking Dead. Nier Automata was also in Final Fantasy 14. Nier Automata crossed over with Soul Calibur, which also crossed over with The Witcher, bringing it back.
Nintendo,
Yeah,
Soul Calibur 2.
had Link in it.
Yeah.
And God of
was that
War
Soul
in
Calibur
it.
3.
2. It was 2.
Yeah.
And
so
Spawn from the comic book Spawn.
Spawn. Okay, so it goes too deep.
Yeah. So that, because we get to Smash Bros. And then we get to literally every other game that's ever been made.
Yeah. Yeah, I think her character, when you actually put it inside of the Monster Hunter universe, just actually fits.
Yeah, I do. The thing I want to see is somebody shooting at a Betelgeuse with a rocket launcher in a film. I think that's gonna be fun.
I hate Basil Geese. He's the biggest piece of shit in the world.
I just picked
Fucking-
one Monster Hunter name I knew.
Yeah, like it's like you're fighting your quest. You're like, yeah, I just need to go kill like this small ass monster in the Elder's Recess really quick. Hey, why do I hear fucking I can't remember the song. I think it's Flight of the Bumblebee. There's like a no. Oh, it might be.
Oh no, Flight of the Bumblebee is.
It might be, but Basil Geese just fucking shows up and wrecks your shit. You're just like, I'm just trying to hang out and like just fight a basic monster, and Basil Geese, you just start hearing it. It's like coming from afar, and then he dive bombs you, crashes in, and creates a giant explosion. Invasion monsters are the most annoying monsters in Monster Hunter, and they are so common in Monster Hunter world. Because there's like 2 versions of Basil Geese and 2 versions of Devil Joe.
Gotta get that devil a cup of Joe.
Yeah, but also Devil Joe has like a good set, so you kind of need it.
Yeah. Anyway, I think you fight special versions of monsters in that update, and it exists.
Yeah, probably
but
whatever monster is a villain. Probably a Rathalos.
Hey, Ian,
There's a
you know
Diablos in the Monster Hunter movie trailer, so you probably
so you're
fight
probably
one
gonna
of them.
fight one of those.
And she's in the Wild Spiral Waste, which is its habitat.
And now, Ian, do you know what's really interesting? Because we were just talking about crossovers and content and nerdy shit. And
I
speaking
read a
of that,
paragraph from this book, and I honestly thought it was satire.
Ernest Cline's new novel, Ready Player 2, is now available, folks, and Twitter is having so much fun with it. Supposedly, the story rips off Sword Art Online, but that's okay, because all of the characters point out how much it's like the anime Sword Art Online in the year 2050.
Okay, so someone made a tweet. It's by Mint Moose, and it says, "Wow, Ready Player 2 is wild." And it says, "As I rounded the corner, I was shocked to encounter Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight and Benito Mussolini and the Blue Meanie and Cowboy Curtis and Jambi the Genie." RoboCop the Terminator, Captain Kirk and Darth
that's
Vader,
satire.
Lopan, Superman, every single Super Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston and Theodore Logan, Spock, The Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan all came out of nowhere lightning fast, and they kicked Chuck Norris and his cowboy ass.
That's not from
It's
the
the
book.
Ultimate
That's just
Showdown.
the Ultimate Showdown.
Yeah, like, that's why I think it's funny.
It's close, which is funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. What I thought was really funny is that, like, first of all, I feel I have this weird connection with Ready Player One because when the novel came out in 2011, and I was a dumb idiot 16-year-old who loved nerdy.
That
80s
movie only
movies.
came out in 2011?
No, the book did. The
book.
movie came out in 2018.
People talked about that fucking book like it was from the 90s.
No, yeah, it's from 2011. But like, when I was 16 in the year 2011, I ate that shit up. I thought the book was great, and that's like really upsetting to me.
Yeah.
And like, I had recommended it to people, and then I came back to it like in 2015 when I was 20, and was like, oh, I'll read this again. I remember liking it the first time, like not remembering anything, and I could barely get through it. It's so bad. Like, it's truly awful, and I feel bad. If I recommended you the novel Ready Player One between the year
It means I hate
2011
you.
and 2015, I'm sorry.
Man, I just found this clip from fucking Red Letter Media with Mike.
Yeah.
He's like, he just goes like, "Time to log into the Oasis," types on his keyboard, and then just pulls the fucking corded phone up to him and just does this. And like someone off camera just starts laughing really hard. Anorak just went Sonic.exe on us. This is so bad.
Fuck. I just want to see, like, Ready Player 2.
Oh, this was the fucking excerpt I saw. I thanked the guard and told him he could go as I scanned the doors. There it was, number 42, another of Halliday's jokes. According to one of his favorite novels, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the number 42 was the ultimate answer to life, the universe, and everything. I just stood there for a few seconds, reminding myself to breathe. Then I punched in the 7-digit combination from the eggs inscription into the code pad beside the vault door, 8675309, a combination no self-respecting gunter would have trouble remembering. Jenny, I've got your number. I need to make you mine. This is like the Big Bang Theory of books at this point. It's just
it's
nonstop
really bad.
references.
It's like nonstop references to better things. And it sucks because I think the first one, it's like the first Ready Player One, I think, is teetering on the edge of a good idea. Where it's like, this is a society where the world's so fucked with like climate change and capitalism and all that bullshit. And like people are just widespread ignoring it via being sick gamers. And then that's an interesting universe. It's like we're fucked and we're teetering on the edge of just full collapse and nobody's acting like it's a problem because we're all distracting ourselves. That's like an interesting sci-fi concept. That's like a commentary on the real world. And then the book never goes there. It never does anything with it.
It's just the guy going, look at my nerd cred. I know so much about nerd shit.
Yeah, it's like, the challenge in this Easter egg is you have to recite all of the 1980s film War Games from front to back. Yeah. And it's like, I remember as a teenager reading, and I got to that part and was like, okay, this is dumb. Like, why do you have to know the entire movie front to back? I've seen War Games. It's a fun 80s movie. Why would you know it front to fucking back? Like, it's stupid.
Because that's just what nerds do. They just fucking remember pointless shit.
Yeah, but it's like it's such like
look at this whole fucking podcast.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's
like,
nothing but pointless garbage. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
You're cutting out. You fully cut out when you said that, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's in here, so
it's in you got it. I'll hear it on the edit.
Yeah.
But yeah. What I liked about the movie is that it had more modern references because the story's supposed to take place in like 2045.
Guys, Tracer's here.
Yeah, Tracer. Bayonetta's in there.
Yeah.
They couldn't fucking get in the book there's an Ava in the big robot fight, and in the movie it's a Gundam because I think it's easier to license, which is wild. Because Ava was in like that horrible like the company that had the ability to license it in North America like folded, but now nobody knows how to get the license for North
Ava?
America. Yeah, because it was ADV. Now Netflix has it, but then they even didn't get the fucking Fly Me to the Moon.
Is there model kits for Transformers?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Because I was talking to one of the guys at work, and he was saying he had this like. It's like the guy. I'm on like a whole new shift now, forever until the place closes. So, which is good because now I have a set schedule.
That's good.
So the fucking we were just talking, and he's like not super nerdy, but he's like a Star Trek fan, and he like really likes Transformers and stuff.
That's cool.
So he was talking about like he wanted this like big Starstream statue. It was like fucking 2 feet tall and shit. And he looked at the price. Yeah. It was $750. He's like, I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I bet you could get like a big ass model kit for much cheaper because you have to do all the work yourself. And also it doesn't transform anymore.
Yeah.
I think a 2 foot tall Starscream, if there was one, is probably cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, mostly you don't see a lot of like Gunpla for Transformers. You see it mostly for Gundam and like there's a Gunpla for Gurren Lagann that I look at occasionally and go, maybe
how much is
one
it?
Day. It's like over $150 at least.
How big is it?
I think it's P big.
I'm gonna look it up. Gurren Lagann model kit.
Yeah.
170 to buy used. Fuck that. That's like not the point.
Yeah, I don't want a fucking Gurren Lagann that has somebody else's sweaty fingers been on it.
Yeah, also like the point is to put it together. Like what if you just buy it and it's like, here it is.
Yeah.
It's done. It's like, well, thanks, I guess. Oh, you can get a fucking a Lazengon model kit for like $50 from Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, sick.
It's pretty cool. Oh, and it has like a little fucking King Lord Genome or whatever the fuck his name is.
Hell yeah.
That thing looks really cool. That's it's 6 inches tall, but That was a cool version. Like, it's so sleek. Because, like, fucking Gurren Lagann is just this beefy boy. And it's like, here's Lezengon. And it's just a man, pretty much.
Yeah. I always, like, yeah, Gurren Lagann, or, like, as much as I really enjoy Gundam, where it's actually, like, a thing where the robot's supposed to be a thing that's real, because that's, like, the whole point of Gundam, it's real robot. The robots that I would want are the ones that are, like, more abstract. Like, your Avas and your Gurren Lagans.
Remember that giant statue they showed off, like, a couple months ago for Nier Automata?
Yeah.
Big Bad Toy Store has it. It's like the 1/4 scale
it's like
deluxe statue.
$1,000.
It's $3,000.
Holy fuck! And that's American because it's Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah, so it's like $3,400. It's a 1/4 scale model.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's like a quarter of the size of. That's got to be like at least 2 feet tall.
That's like would take up most of my desk. A quarter of the size. 2B is like 5'8".
Yeah,
I think that's with her heels.
I thought androids were all like 6+ feet.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go on the wiki. Oh, hope I don't get spoiled. She's 5'6".
No.
And which sucks for 9S.
Yeah, because he's a bitch.
He's shorter than her, and she's in heels. So that means he's either also like they're all 5'6".
No, he's probably 5'2".
Manlet. Yeah. Is it?
9S going on forums being like, fucking feminism's horrible.
Imagine if you wanted to get like some fucking quick, like, you were like, oh, I need to find out this thing about 2B real quick. And you just like go here and they just, I'm not going to say the spoiler because it's like Nier Automata is like one of the best games of all time.
Hell yeah.
But like, if you just go, you go to the status and it's like, it says 2 things and you're like, how? But there's multiple endings.
Yeah.
So it has like all the ones that were it's obviously a fail, but then what if it had, the thing?
Yeah. It's like depending on the ending, alive or dead.
Yeah, but no, like the thing with the
Oh, it says how? Yeah. The memory thing.
Or also here, I'll just type it in chat.
All right. Oh shit, that.
Yeah. It
that
doesn't
thing.
say that, but what if it did?
I think it probably does further down.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you go on a wiki, you're like, oh, I can't go down too far or else I will spoil myself sort of shit. Yeah. So then you like just go to the top and it just says, this character, this thing, exactly.
Well, or Persona 4 Arena. The DLC trailer.
It spoils who
the fucking bad guy is. Because you're like, why is this character playable in the video? Oh.
Wait, in Persona 4 Arena?
Yeah.
They had a DLC for that?
Yeah, they did, I think.
I know for BB Cross Tag, where rape, like...
Well, they did the same thing. Because the culprit's in it.
I think they just actually said it's like the villain of the game.
Yeah, the culprit.
Batman. It's like if they put Persona 5 in there and just spoiled it.
Yeah, I mean, P5A, it's not a spoiler if the first version of the traitor is in there. You're like, he has a persona, that makes sense. He's an important character.
If you say who the final palace is in P5R, it's kind of a little shitty.
Yeah.
It's still funny though, the guy who like tweets at people when someone like goes to an Atlas tweet about like anything else, and they're like, Atlas like Shin Megami Tensei 5 coming out for the Nintendo Switch, and someone's just like put Persona 5 on the Switch, and they're just like blank is the final palace, and they go like, why did you do this to me?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Persona 5 on everything. I'd love to see every Persona on everything. I mean, 3 and 4 keep getting overlooked because of 5, which is in my opinion not very fair. Because like you could argue that both 3 and 4 are better written games than 5.
I don't like 4 that much.
Well, 4's really good.
Mostly for gameplay. That's about it.
But that's it came out 6 years early.
I know. That's why I don't rag on it so hard. I just say I don't like it as much.
Yeah. I mean, I like RPGs, so like I don't mind stuff that's a little bit less accessible or whatever.
Yeah. All right, so wait. the book, which is constantly referencing other people's work without paying them,
Oh,
is
yeah.
now DMCAing tweets with images from the book that are dunking on it.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. That's my B.
Yeah.
I forgot to keep reading the thing that I wrote. But yeah.
We got very off topic.
Ernest Cline, Ready Player 2, they are putting DMCA strikes on Twitter users who are posting shots of words from the book.
I hate DMCA things. I think they are the worst.
Well, this one's dumb. Like, you get to write your book where you're like, and then Bayonetta gives the main character a smooch, and like get fucking away with it. But like, you can't. Then somebody takes a screenshot going, "This book's fucking dumb." Now you're like, "Eat shit." I'm gonna sue you.
I just found this gay couple on Tumblr.
Yeah.
That they're both named David.
Love it.
Why would you? That's weird. To fuck
You wouldn't date
with
somebody
the same
with your
name as
name?
you.
Well,
not gonna be a woman named Ian, but
I don't know. Well, if we're gonna heteronormatize it, Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner dated for a while. Do you remember that?
you're right. Oh, actually, in one of what is it? What band is it? Diet Sig.
Yeah.
And for one of their songs, the opening says, she says, "When I was 16, I dated a boy with my own name." And I was like, for the first time, a couple times I listened to the song, I'm like, that's weird. Why would you guys have the same name? Like acting like names are unique. It's not like I don't know multiple people named David, multiple people named Nathan.
Oh yeah, because there's an Ohio Nathan.
Yeah. There's an American Ian as well, but he's a false one. He's not real.
Yeah. I'm gonna refer to Ohio Nathan, which is one of the Ohio boys that I haven't talked to, as Elseworlds Nathan.
I think he's played Among Us with us before.
I don't think I was there.
Maybe.
But yeah, actually,
anyways, just
hold on.
Straight up though, DMCA's suck. I think they're bad. I think that there's an abuse of that system.
Mm-hmm. But I was gonna say
platforms.
The thing I was gonna say was Ohio Nathan, pick an Elseworld. Do you want to be Gotham by Gaslight Nathan? Do you want to be Red Sun Nathan? I'm Earth 1 Nathan, obviously, because I'm the original. But
I think you are older than him, so
yeah,
you are allowed to kind of claim that.
Yeah. You can be DCEU Nathan, but you don't want to be that. That's dark and edgy. It's Zack Snyder directed.
Yeah. That's bad, down. Nathan. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait till we get bought out by Warner Brothers. It's gonna be great. Or Netflix.
We're only gonna, except we'll talk shit about only Zack Snyder though.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like I'll say whatever, and then the second they text me, that's like, oh, we're having a Chris Nolan. All of his movies are on HBO Max. You got to shill them. I will. I'll be like,
at least 2 of those are like fun to watch.
Do you want to watch movies that are like much longer than they should be? Watch a Chris Nolan movie.
Do you want to watch a second one that everyone likes the most, but also focuses too much on multiple villains?
Do you want to watch a movie that that made by a person who the most creative thought they've ever had is realistic?
All right, let's not dunk on Christopher Nolan because he makes more money than both of us.
Yeah, that means it's okay to dunk on him. He can take it. He can cry into his millions of dollars. Speaking of companies that could buy us out, Netflix has announced.
Hey, can I just interrupt with something else?
Yeah, sure.
So AOC made her return to Twitch last night.
I didn't watch it, but I knew that.
But you know who she was playing with?
Jugmeat Singh, baby.
Jugmeat. But Alana Pierce, writer at Santa Monica Studios, was a bitch.
Really?
Not really. I like Alana. She's great. But okay. I went to her Twitch stream.
She didn't know who Jagmeet was?
She just, on her Twitch stream, she just had, her title was Playing Among Us with AOC. And I'm like, disrespectful.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, nobody expects... Northern Lion, who is actually Canadian, was on there.
They were playing with, like... Corpse was there as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who I have a theory that he's Canadian, but...
He's from San Diego. We know that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that, because I don't actually watch Corpse stuff.
I do because I like him.
Because you like that voice.
Yeah, he's got a sexy voice. I'd like to give him a kiss on the lips. Is that so bad?
Except don't, because that man clearly doesn't like it when people look at him.
Yeah, he can wear a mask.
Yeah. Also, his thing on Twitter is #1 imposter syndrome.
Cute.
Yeah.
He makes good music too.
Yeah, I like his songs. I wish he made longer songs.
Yeah, he has that one that he only has on YouTube and SoundCloud or whatever. It's pretty good. It's called Agoraphobic.
Oh, I've only known the ones on Spotify.
Listen to it. It's good. It's like it's a little bit more sad boy, but it's good. Anyway, speaking of, or did you have anything else to say about the Among Us thing?
No, I just wish that Americans and that Australian would respect our politics.
Yeah, like paid any even 1% attention to it. Yeah. Netflix.
Or just kind of be like, hey, it'd be fucking sick. Like, man, okay. I think on a previous podcast, maybe it might have been last week or 2 weeks ago, where I was like, yeah, Pokemon seems kind of cool for, like, being internet hot lady.
Yeah.
Turns out, all speculation right now, she might actually be a piece of shit. Because there was a guy who lived at the house, like the Twitch house she lived in, offline TV.
Yeah.
Named Fed, and she like got him like some sort of stuff came out, and she like got him kicked out of the house
because he was like accused of sexual harassment.
Yeah, and then Fed, I guess, was like kind of amassing like shit to be like, I'm not really at fault here, and he posted and then he sent it to someone else, and then they leaked it out. So it was like like he didn't want it to go out yet, and it went out, and like Pokemon was straight up like sending him like sex and shit, like not flirtatious. It's like, yeah, you're like a room over, I'm fingering myself, come on over if you want.
Okay.
So she kind of like led him into the position, and then there was also another thing outside of the sexual harassment stuff is that they claimed that he was like trying to get people, like he was like talking shit about people, trying to get them kicked out of the house, and he claims from his perspective that was Pokemon doing that, and he was just kind of going along with it.
Right, but remember, folks, that he's the person who's accused, and he's trying to keep making money, so he's going to lie and do whatever he wants to try to keep his shit, right?
Yeah, you can come at it from that perspective, or we could also remember that cases change and new information comes up, and like just kind of like with Nairo's case, where we were like, wow, I can't believe he's a pedophile, and then it turns out that he was raped by a 15-year-old boy who he woke up to blowing him.
Right. I don't know anything about that because we haven't talked about that on the pod. So,
well, not in the recent one.
No, that's one that we didn't mention. But
yeah, because there wasn't enough information. But all I'm saying is that if new information comes out, it's kind of
but the worry is that someone's going to come with this. The accused is going to come with new information that's like mostly false, and try to recontextualize the entire situation in their favor, like Johnny Depp, right? Because like Johnny Depp's like, oh, Amber Heard abused me, and it's like, no. That's like, I'm sure the truth was that you were in a toxic relationship where you both abusive to each other, but him being like, I'm just the victim. And it's like, you're more famous, more rich, and more connected than she is. If you tried to blacklist her, you could. If she tried to blacklist she couldn't. She doesn't have the fucking power and name recognition that you do. Like, it's far more likely that they both suck. But like, Amber Heard being the only abusive person and like Johnny Depp being a hapless victim is truly unlikely based on the information that exists and what we know about abuse, if you know anything about the psychology of it. Right.
Yeah, I don't really care about that one, but
it's just annoying because I see posts about like Johnny Depp's a victim and everybody should be sympathy for him or whatever. And like, fuck Amber Heard. And I keep seeing all that shit, and I'm like, that's not. This doesn't make
Fuck
any
Amber
fucking
Heard
sense.
because she dated Elon Musk.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not still dating him.
Yeah, they were together from like 2017 to 2018.
Yeah, so like clearly she knows. She figured it out.
Yeah, they got
But-
divorced in 2017. Was that when that started? Is that how
Yeah.
long ago it's been? Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Rich people, am I right, fellas? Maybe if the
yeah.
media kind of kept it in their own fucking shit and waited till everything was done instead of constantly talking about it, we could get real information instead of speculation all the time, just like we're doing.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I'm
but
gonna.
the fucking Nairo's thing was that he actually had like a lot of money. It was his own brand, and he was like an esports man. So he kept it. He like deleted all his shit, and he immediately went and talked to lawyers. So he was like building his case, sort of thing. It's like pretty much he went with the perspective of I gotta just die on the internet right now, and let everyone talk shit about me. Because if I just try and be like, no, it wasn't me, he's lying. It's like, yeah of course. So he went to a lawyer and like gathered all the information so that instead of him being like, because taking legal action is a lot better than just going back on Twitter and saying, I didn't do it. Yeah. So maybe that's what Fed was doing as well with the offline TV thing, but I don't really care about that one because that dude's not funny.
Well,
And
also
we know comedy based on how much I care.
no, but also like, who am I more likely to believe? The person who's more likely to just make bullshit up, or the other person? And like, does that mean that Pokimane is 100% clear of everything? No. Am I gonna trust a leak when like, who fucking knows what the context was, or when it was, or what happened, or if it's even real? Like, no. Also, that's like, pretty fucking shitty to leak any personal information. And that ruins whatever legal shit you're going to do.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm sure. Whoa, yeah. What if it was like he was gathering it as like a case, and the other guy, the person he was sending it to, he was like, heh, 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 and put it out and like undercut him and shit and made it more difficult now.
Right. Or like, maybe it's bullshit and he knows it's bullshit and that's why he's not taking it to a fucking lawyer. It's leaking, right? Like,
Maybe
because
it
it's
was
not
like a
enough
fake leak, but I don't know.
Yeah. Or it's just not actually in like information that matters, right?
If someone
If I sent you a picture of my fucking dick and you were okay with that, and then like you sexually harassed someone I know, that doesn't make it okay because I sent you a picture of my dick.
No, okay, but there's three people in the scenario. So you sent me a picture of your dick.
Yeah.
If I sexually harass you, well, not harass. If I feel like I'm if I'm trying to fuck you, and you send me a picture of your dick, or you tell me like, yeah, I'm jerking off to the thought of you sucking me off, shit, I'm gonna be like, all right, so he's down.
Yeah, but it wasn't to
Let's
her.
go.
It was to a third party, wasn't it? The harassment claims.
Oh wait,
No?
you know what? Maybe the other ones because I
Yeah.
only read about the Pokemon stuff.
So maybe she was like, whatever, cool with him, or they were having a thing, but then she found out about some other shit and then dropped his ass.
Yeah, or maybe maybe he was like just kind of hitting up other girls, like how dudes sometimes do, where it's like, you're not the only bitch in my life, sort of shit. Don't fuck those men.
Yeah, which isn't cool.
If you're
like,
if
nothing,
you're
nothing
if you're
wrong
hanging out with a
fucking
dude
being...
and he calls women females unironically, leave.
Yeah, that person's fucked.
There was a guy at my work who like
Is
out
like
of
that.
nowhere. Yes, he is like that. He like for no reason. We're just sitting there. It's like Wednesday morning. We're just sitting in the office, like waiting for them to start up the machine, and he just goes like, "Yeah, you ever like watching TV with a girl and with a female, and she's got the subtitles turned on?" And I'm like, "What does that mean? What's wrong with having subtitles on?" Maybe she has the thing I have where I can't. I need it to keep track of what I'm doing because my brain keeps fucking firing a million miles a minute.
Yeah, or maybe they're ESL.
Yeah, I'm
Or
sure you
hard of
probably would have
hearing.
figured that by it. Yeah, or maybe just sometimes like I don't like things to be super loud,
Yeah,
so I'll put on subtitles.
yeah.
Yeah, but still, just like where, why?
Every time, the thing that
Well,
I
but also
do.
he's like, he was talking about girls that he was like trying to hook up with. And he was like, yeah, if I really want to keep him around, I just put a baby in it. And I'm like, oh, fucking God. You know they don't have to stay with you, right?
Yeah, they can easily leave.
Yeah, they could just be like, oh, you've knocked me up. It's my body and we're not in a relationship. Like a real relationship with like we live together or anything.
Every time
I can just go get an abortion without you fucking having to say shit. You don't have the money to fight it as with a lawyer. Because if you're trying to keep a girl by putting a fucking baby in her, you don't have shit. And also, what if she did want a baby? What if she's like, this man's disgusting genes can be inside me and I'll grow this child?
Then you're paying child support the second she stops liking you.
That, or she can just say, fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't get to see this kid. And he already has a kid, and that's the scenario he's in. On Friday, he was like trying to reach his like baby mama, and she was ignoring him.
Every time that man says female, and I can barely say it without doing the Ben Shapiro voice.
Females.
Female.
Wet ass P word.
But the thing that I love to say when somebody says female is say femoid. Femoid. Because they talk about them like they're from a fucking different planet. So make fun of... If somebody you know does that, listener, make fun of them for it. And shame them into stopping doing that. Because they need to be better.
Yeah. We do kind of shame him. He's also kind of an idiot. Like, obviously.
Yeah.
But he... there's been a thing where...
I think people who say that want to sound smart. I think that's where it comes from.
People keep drawing dicks around, like, with spray paint in our...
See, that's fine.
In our office. No, it's kind of annoying. It's kind of... Because they keep fucking... Like, one dude's, like, drawing spiders and his little catchphrase everywhere. And then, like, someone else was taking, like, the rust cut spray paint shit and, like, putting dicks on the walls and, like, trying to hide them. And we were like, well, we're not snitches, but this is ridiculous. So we were snitches. But so there was someone like spray painted an entire shelf and made it all sticky and fucked up a bunch of shit in there. And he like looks at it, he's like, yeah, it looks like they wrote something and then covered it up. I think it says your name, and he spells a man's name. So the guy's name starts with a P, like that. And he was like, yeah, it's this letter. And that's when it's done. This letter, this letter, this letter. That's done. That's the end. And then he just tacks on an E for no fucking reason. Because he legitimately thought that's how you spelt that name. And I had to...
But that is a food piece.
The way he said it so confidently...
You put the little chapeau over the last letter, and that's a type of food.
Yeah. I was almost crying laughing so hard because he's so fucking stupid. Yeah. So, anyways, Netflix time. Hell
yeah. What I was going to say is Netflix announced a piece of info that's very good. So they're going to be producing a show. It's written and directed by friend of our show, David Lynch, with the working title Wisteria.
Wow, is that like... does this have something to do with Demon Slayer?
No, I think Wisteria refers to like a thing plants do.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
There's just a thing in Demon Slayer where it's like, what your webcam got all fucked up.
But
I'll send you a screenshot.
Okay. Because I was just tabbed away on the fucking. Oh, the colors got all fucked up.
Digimon. And Wisteria is like the thing that they use that like fucks up demons in Demon Slayer.
Cool. Well, production on this TV show starts in May 2021. Maybe it is a Demon Slayer adaptation by David Lynch. It'd be so fucking good.
No, it wouldn't.
But what I wanted to say was earlier this year, he was asked about, in an interview, a rumored secret Netflix project, and he said, "There's all kinds of rumors. I got a show called What Did Jack Do on Netflix right now. It's a great show about a monkey. It's something you've got to see. It'll really help you in quarantine." Because David Lynch is great.
I don't know. All you movie theater simps love him.
My favorite Lynch quote, though, is when somebody asked, when he's like, Eraserhead is my most spiritual picture. Can you explain that a bit? No. Which I love that quote. It's
Can you
perfect.
explain that a little bit? No.
You've got to love that. You must stand.
No, I don't. I don't need to.
I have no mouth and I must stand.
David Lynch is a punk bitch.
Yeah, he's punk as hell, dude. But yeah, man, like I want to see him do another movie. Like I know he like just did a TV show with the Twin Peaks coming back in 2017, which is great and it's fantastic. But his last like actual feature-length film was 2005's Inland Empire, and like he hasn't made a feature since. Like he did the short, like What Did Jack Do, is a short film. It's like 18 minutes long. But I really like that, obviously. I jokingly called it the best movie of 2019 in our podcast last year.
Well, was it?
I mean, no, but it's also a short film about a detective interviewing a monkey for a crime. I mean, like, it's not better than, like, the incredible tragic comedy of Marriage Story or Greta Gerwig's incredible take on fucking Little Women. Like, you know, or not Hereditary, fucking Midsommar or The Lighthouse. Like, those are all really cool. But, like, What Did Jack Do for an 18-minute short film is really good.
Cool.
Did you Google it?
No.
What did you type in?
A robot from Destiny.
Oh. It's just a completely unrelated thing?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the news I've got for this week. Let's see
Yeah.
how far we into the recording. We're a hot
10.
hour. I got hour 17, so maybe I started recording before you.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, Ian, do you want to go first or shall I?
Let's see. Let's count these out here. I got 4 things. You got 5.
One of those was the bit I did at
we
the
already
top.
did it. All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
So I've read some dog shit manga this week.
God bless.
So the first one, I'm not gonna fucking continue this one. Like, honestly, it's just shit. It was. I got it. I followed like a page that just posts like screen caps from manga, and I was like, oh, that looks nice. Just posted like a girl in a bunny suit, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. It's very easy for me to get me to read this. I did read 20 chapters of this, but I was very bored at work. It's called Kanajo Mo Kanajo.
That's,
and it's about a guy.
Is that my girlfriend's girlfriend?
Maybe. I don't know what Mo means.
Yeah. Like, I know
Maybe it's
both
like
of
girlfriend to girlfriend or something.
Oh, that could be it.
Because the thing starts where it's about a guy, plain as fuck, nothing interesting about him, literally nothing at all. He is a very straightforward man who yells a lot because that's how Japan does comedy, is has a man yell. So
Love it.
He has a girlfriend. They're like childhood friends. It's the fucking thing. And then this other girl comes up he's never met before, and she says, "I love you."
To him?
To him. Can I be your girlfriend? And he says, "I'm sorry, I already have a girlfriend." And then he's like, "But how about I cheat on her with you?"
Was she there?
No. This is where like I was like, this could be like decent to read, like as like a comedy thing. And then he just goes like, "But I'm not gonna lie to my girlfriend about being with you and like or anything. So I'm gonna go. Let's go find my girlfriend, and we'll talk to her and see if I can convince her to let me cheat on her with you."
Well, that's just effectively having a throuple at that point.
Yeah, it is. Except one of the group people isn't into it. So.
Oh, she winds up not being into it?
No, and then he like very quickly convinces, like just starts yelling a lot, and then all of a sudden they're living all in the same house. And they're like being like a pseudo throuple thing.
People don't enjoy it. A character isn't into it at all.
I don't know. It's like if someone was trying to make like this is what like a polyamorous relationship could be like.
I think there could be I think you could do a fun throuple sitcom. That'd be fun.
It could be Three's Company.
But like they're all fucking.
Yeah, except also make it modern and actually respect what it is. But this is Japan, and Japan doesn't respect anything that's outside the norm. So they're like together, and then it's like they kind of go into like, the original girlfriend gets kind of jealous of the new one because the new girlfriend is like kind of like the perfect housewife sort of shit. Because they start living together, and she's like, the new girl, she got big boob, she's very cute, she can cook very well, and she can do very good chores. The opposite of wet ass pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other girl gets jealous, like kind of jealous, and runs away. But the first girlfriend is the next door neighbor, so they just sit on the balcony and yell at her for reasons to come back over. But then like. After that point, I'm just like, oh, this is bad. This is just a shitty manga.
I was gonna say,
kept going.
A girl who I talked to for a while, I'm not naming names, in the real world, apparently like met a guy who's in an open relationship / throuple online, and like he was trying to court her into the throuple because I guess he's not in a throuple yet. But like she saw like she knows what like his current girlfriend looks like or whatever, who like lives with him right now, and she's like, oh, she's like so much hotter than me. Which is really funny. It's like, why would you want to date someone second to this person who is less good looking or whatever?
I don't want to be disrespectful to people who are actually in like
open relationships and stuff.
But every single time I've ever seen one, it's like literally, it's like the two people, like the main relationship, and then like they go off and they fuck other people. It's like it always feels like, yeah, I'm fucking you until I find someone better, sort of shit.
I don't know if that's true.
I've known two couples that are in open relationships, and one of them broke up. Like, and I saw it coming from like a mile away. Mm-hmm. Like
my favorite is one of our friends that was really dumb. Agreed to like it was dumb of the girlfriend too. I'm not going to be fully an asshole and say it's the guy's fault. Can you type the
name in chat because I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. This is a person we don't really talk to that much, but
are they short?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this person's last relationship that I knew about, they had like the girl was
it the one that was like he very obviously got cheated on, or was that
no?
This was another relationship that happened after.
This is the one after.
Okay.
He was dating a girl who he like worked with or whatever, and
okay, that girl.
Yeah. And so like. That they were having some troubles or whatever, and then like the girl was like, oh, our friend's name, you should go, I think you might like this person who we both work with, would you go sleep with her or whatever because she likes you, it's okay, go ahead and do it. And then he did it, like he couldn't tell it was a test.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's shitty to test people because testing people is dumb, and she's a bad person for doing it, because don't tell somebody something if you don't like, you know what I mean? Like that's very clearly like saying one thing meaning the other, when like, obviously like you fucking said this was fine and now you're not fine with it.
If you think you're going to test someone, just break up.
Yeah. Don't test people. It's bad. It's manipulative. It's like inherently.
As soon as the first time you're like, it's going like, hey, my girlfriend's been out for a long time, I bet she's cheating on me, you should probably leave that person.
Yeah. But anyway,
unless it's like very unfounded and it's actually just your own anxiety like plaguing yourself sort of shit.
Yeah. But don't do tests like, on people.
If you ever have like if you ever think like, I gotta look through her phone, leave immediately.
I think 9 out of 10 times it's you, not them, when that's how you feel. But anyway, on the one hand, like I said, testing people's shitty and bad and manipulative. On the other hand, that is the most transparent and obvious test I have ever fucking heard. How could you not see that was what was happening?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because he's kind of dumb.
Yeah. I guess. But, yeah. Rip. No, but, like, shitty. It's shitty to test people. But yeah, I mean, like, open
that's
relationships work,
okay,
but you both have to like actually give a shit about it. You know what I mean?
The point where it went really downhill is they introduced this like character who's supposed to be like a YouTuber, because that's a concept they keep bringing into manga now. Because I guess it's getting very popular in Japan to be like a teen YouTuber sort of shit.
I'm interested. I'll read a manga with that in it. If
that was the focus of the manga, I'd be more interested. But like.
I just think, like, even as a character detail, like, you introduce a character and, oh, well, that's what they do. They're a YouTuber.
Yeah, so, but they go through, they bring in the new girl, and she finds out about the relationship, and she's like, oh, then be with me as well. And he's like, no, I don't like you. And then she gets very upset and, like, stalks him outside of his house, and I'm like, yeah, this sucks. This is just bad. This is like I got to the chapter where it's like actually she's into him and he like kind of is also leaning into being like, you know, like maybe I do like her, maybe I'll get this thruple into a farple. And I'm just like, no, I can't do it. This is garbage. I can't read this anymore. I get it that the girls are cute, but everything else about this is shit. It's not a good representation of a non-traditional relationship.
No.
It doesn't do anything new. It's a fucking harem, but where he actually says you're all my girlfriends, instead of harems where they're normally like, ooh, I don't know which one of you will be my girlfriend in the end.
Yeah. Also, just like it feels more like it's a. If you look at it from any sort of lens, it's inherently like a thing where the character is manipulative by yelling at people. Is the way that you've described it.
I wouldn't say he's manipulative. I would just say that this is a universe where everyone's fucking stupid. It's not like he's smarter and manipulating them. It's like he's actually just the dumbest man in the room, and they're also the dumbest people in the room. Yeah. So then I'll talk about the other garbage one. It's not going to go on nearly as long because it's standard isekai, except they drop isekai immediately. It's just this guy, like it's like isekai needs to die. Fantasy just needs to exist in manga. Like, imagine if they started One Piece by being like, Monkey D. Luffy is actually a human man from another world.
But also, like, what they need to also do is stop having otaku gamers write manga, because fantasy manga used to take place in interesting worlds, and now they all take place in video game themed fantasy world.
Imagine if Berserk was an isekai, and it's like, that's not the escapist fantasy I want, thank you very much.
Yeah, well, like, that's basically kind of what ReZero is, vaguely. Yeah.
Okay, so this one, it's called I just wrote, like, the first two words and then fucking gave up, and then just in parentheses, Orc Harem.
Orc Harem.
It's Shiji Sakyo, or whatever, and then there's a lot more. So the guy dies in his world, comes back to life in the other world as a baby, and he's born to an orc chieftain and a female knight who definitely had some hentai go on before, and she's like a normal human, and he's obviously looks like an orc, but their kid came out looking like a human with like a little bit pointier ears.
Yeah.
And so it turns out he's actually super powerful, even though he was raised to be weak. And the reason why he chooses to gain strength is because his mother would not shut the fuck up about how how women around the world, all women, love the idea of a big, strong man fucking pushing them down and having their way with them. And he like goes on a big training arc because he meets cute girls for the first time that don't look like orcs, and he's like, I want to fuck these women. So his mom trains him for 3 days straight, like not actually like 72 hours of just straight running nonstop. And then he gets super powerful. He goes out on an adventure on his own, and now it's just him meeting women and trying to convince them to let him fuck them.
So they drop the orcs from the orc harem immediately?
He is like an orc, but he looks like a human.
Orc. Oh.
No, he looks like a human, though. It's like so lazy.
So it's dumb, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, like I've read like more. There's a pretty comical one about like there's a fun like turnaround that they've been doing, and like a lot of Twitter artists have done, where it's like orcs aren't actually the horny ones, it's elves. where like they just like orcs are just like orcs are like dudes on 4chan go like they're being like, "Be gone, Thoticus. I'm not horny anymore. I just wish to be happy." While like Guts' theme song plays behind them.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like,
which is dumb because the thing with Guts is why he's not horny is because he was sexually assaulted as a child.
Yeah, and the only woman he loved is spoilered.
Yo, Chris is actually getting into Berserk. Actually,
I know. I don't want to watch the anime. I think I'm gonna read the manga.
Watch the old show. It's not bad.
I don't like. You know how I'm like, oh, video game bad because old controls.
Are you
like,
dumb? You don't like a '90s anime?
I kinda.
It's
because I don't because I already know a lot of the stuff, so like about what goes on because of general spoilers because of the internet and like in
yeah,
the
but like the first 3 volumes of the manga aren't that good, whereas like the show kind of gets to the good shit.
Okay, but so does the show just blaze through those first 3 parts?
The show basically just doesn't do it. They just do one episode. It's like one episode, and then you're like, bam, we're in the Golden Age era.
Okay.
It wouldn't make sense if they went further because they've refused to like what's the word? Establish like some important characters. It's like 24.
Okay, then maybe I'll get around to it one day. I just can't like it's one of those things where I'd throw it on and on like the background if I could watch it in English, but just old English dubs are so bad.
Yeah, their English dub's alright. It's not bad.
I don't know. I just think that we're getting to like we're probably hitting like a golden age of English dubs right now.
Yeah.
Like there's shows where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I'd rather watch this in English because it just feels better.
See, my vibe is like a really good early dub to me is more interesting than a modern dub because everybody's now found this like anime voice.
Yeah.
Whereas like before in a really good early dub like a Cowboy Bebop, you'd get people doing
it wasn't
good
anime
acting.
Voices, it was voice actors.
It's good acting. Like it's just acting, right? Like you get like people doing like it's a little stylized because it's still voice acting, but like mostly people doing mostly naturalistic acting, which is really fun. Which I like it, but I think it kind of only works for something that's like a show where all the main characters are adults and it's for adults.
Yeah, and also a show that has a woman that's a woman.
Like an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the garbage orc harem, and then this next one, I just wrote down. It's called Nikyo Tensei, and it's a Yakuza isekai, except it's about an old Yakuza man. It kind of gave me the vibe. You know how every single time someone makes a fucking Yakuza character, it's just like, oh, it's Kiryu.
Yeah.
Like super. I think he was actually called like the Dragon of something.
Oh, like
and
it's actually because like Way of the House Husband. That's like I don't think that's necessarily coming from the video games.
No, if that guy was based off of Yakuza, he would be based off Majima.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it's I would buy because like obviously the Yakuza games are just pastiches of like 70s or 60s, 70s, and 80s Yakuza movies.
Yeah.
So like that makes sense that somebody else could also watch those movies and make a manga, but yeah.
It's just to call him the dragon and have like a very similar like thing about him. He dies in the first chapter in the real world because he gets like betrayed by his like sworn brother and shit.
Oh yeah, that's Yakuza.
And he kind of he goes out like he kills the guy who was like ambushing him and trying to kill him, but I'm like I kind of wish he went a bit more like Kiryu level, which is I fucking killed everyone and now I'm dead. So he dies, and then he wakes up in the body of a princess. Like he's not a dude in the other world. He's a princess.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, but it's not like, and she's
it's
like
a trans thing,
little timid girl. But then he pops out, and he's like Yakuza man, and he like punches the shit out of like a giant orc who's about to kill her, the girl in the other world.
Whatever.
But then like the way, so like I don't really care about the concept, but the character design, the way the powers in the world work are just really fucking cool. They made it like this like powdered drug that people would do, and the guy, the Yakuza man, goes like, "Oh yeah, coke, it's cocaine," that like awakens like the people's magical abilities in that universe, where like the first real like big boss she fights, the dude's special power is that he gets like a giant mouth in his stomach. Like he grew big. He kind of looked like Nightmare from fucking or no, was that the name of the guy? Yeah, DMC5. So
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
the goo
and the
guy,
art
the big goo
was just
guy.
really cool. And then later on, when like this big demon shows up, who demons can't exist on the surface world unless they have a human like thing, and the demon was like, you know, a pervert, so he was like obsessed with girls, and he tried to like, and he like sticks like these fucking veins, like he's goddamn AC/DC from
Yes.
JoJo Part 2, and he's like puts his like veins inside of them and like uses that as like a thing to cool down the blood because the sun makes their blood boil. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. That's like they put some thought into that, and
Yeah.
but then and also the power that they use, like their magical abilities, it comes from their arm. So they get like this thing that they call like their guiding tree, and it kind of looks like they. Have you ever seen like how someone's like shoulder looks when they get struck by lightning? They get that like scarring that goes all up and down. It's kind of like that in their hand, and it just like looks really fucking cool. And the Yakuza now turned princess, his power is that he just can punch really fucking hard, but he gets it on both hands, and it's only supposed to manifest on one, and it just looks really fucking cool. Like all the art, like the world design, the shit they're going for, super cool, but they just had to make it a fucking isekai.
Yeah, that sucks.
They could have made
Just make it a fucking fantasy story.
Yeah, like the princess.
It could have
if they
just
wanted
been
to
about the fucking princess who loves punching people.
Yeah, or maybe it's like everyone thought she was this timid princess because she was like
She's tough.
princess. She's she's tough, where she lies, and then like she's like facing her certain doom and just goes like fuck this and throws like a big haymaker and shit.
Yeah.
That would have been much
that
cooler.
would be a show that I would watch, maybe,
And
or
also,
consider it.
That fucking before the Yakuza, man, I would have read that manga too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's two
Or, like,
concepts that I wish were separate.
Yeah, I'd read it. I'd read like a mostly serious like Yakuza crime drama manga. I'd read a fun punching fantasy manga, but by making it an isekai, you've now put it in the hole of things that are mostly bad.
Yeah. Like if I just said it was an isekai and I didn't continue, you probably would have just been like,
Yeah, who fucking cares?
garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll still say garbage because it's still like
Yeah.
it's
Just the thing, the nice
especially
thing
the guy being in her body. Like I feel like that's a setup for like a kind of transphobic joke.
it's just he kind of gets put inside the body, like he's like sitting down in the carriage with like his two retainers, and the old man is like being like, "Please, princess, have some modesty," because she's sitting like wide open. They don't draw it though. There's no panty shots.
That's good at least.
There's bloomer shots though, because she gets like them. They get sick of it and they rip off the fucking like skirt, but then she gets to wear shorts after that.
Yeah.
But
like
still, just like the guy, but he also like looks down and he does. If it was a younger character, it would be like, "Oh, I didn't see one of these when I was alive." But the guy just kind of looks down and he's like, "Oh, I guess it is gone." Shit. Like,
yeah, I mean, you know.
it's the guy kind of like gets put into the body of the princess and he kind of just rolls with it. He doesn't really sit there and go, "Oh no, I'm a woman now." He like doesn't care, which I think is cool. He just kind of wants to keep on living his life and being an honorable man. Because he goes to a town.
Fair.
He goes to a town which the original princess before he co-opted her body, which I always think is so fucking weird.
Yeah, that's kind
Because
of
that was a
horrific.
human before.
Well,
and then
like
now it's
we've
just a
all
different
seen,
man.
except for in the film Your Name. So like, we know that like someone else being in your body can be like kind of fucked up, and they do shit as you that you might not be happy with.
So it's just so she made this like perfect town where like all the poor people were supposed to be able to go and like live and like actually make like a home for themselves, but then it was pretty much abandoned by the kingdom and just left to its own devices. So the guy running it became like very corrupt. You know how it is. But then she shows up and they're like, "Oh, we'll resurrect the statue of the princess that was here because you now you saved us again. You made us this village and now you've saved us and shit." And he's just like, the princess is just like, "Fuck that shit. I don't care. I fucked up in the first place. I don't deserve to have the statue." And I'm like, "Yeah, you tell him. This is about honor." But yeah, so
Right.
I've read 2 bad manga and one that I wish was a different concept. Well, like treated
A
it
manga that
differently.
you think is pretty good, but you wish it was different.
A manga that I wish didn't have isekai elements in it at all.
I want more fun like, even, you know what? Fuck it. Do isekai, but at least be as original as Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Do as
'Cause
much of your own
isekai,
thing as Inuyasha did.
Inuyasha is more interesting because they can actually switch back and forth between the worlds. It's not just, I'm dead and I'm here forever. And then you get Kagome and her fish out of water comedy, and then you get to bring Inuyasha into the future, and he has a fish out of water comedy.
And you get also, like, but the world's interesting, and it's not just, it's a video game world. It's like, it's generic medieval RPG. It's like, no, it's like actually the past, but demons exist. And like, here's this, and it takes place in Japan, and like, blah, blah, blah. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, let me talk about some of the stuff I did. First of all, I'd like to introduce...
you talking about?
Yep.
What are you talking about?
I was going to say that I'm going to introduce a new segment to the show, and this is a segment that I'd like to call...
Talking about Bugsnax.
Talk about Bugsnax. So, I booted up Bugsnax for the first time this week, and guess what, Ian?
What?
It's good.
Yeah?
I have not beaten it yet, but I feel like I'm getting pretty close. But effectively, Bugsnax. In case you were somebody who was interested by the trailer, but you don't know what it is. Bugsnax is a Pokemon Snap, Deadly Premonition clone, where
Okay.
where you do Pokemon Snap and Deadly Premonition stuff. But no, what it is like, you come to a place, it's in first person, and basically you want to photograph, and the main thing that you want to do in the game, I guess, is to get everybody together and talk to all these villagers and do what they want and do quests and side quests and the like, usually involving photographing or catching Bugsnax. But then apparently there's also, like, if you want the best ending, you have to have photographed and caught all of them, even the ones that aren't associated with a quest.
So is there a time limit?
No. But there
Okay.
is an
you can just spend as
in-game.
much time as you want.
Yeah, there is an in-game clock, but it's not counting down to anything. It's just like there's different times and weathers that make different Bugsnax show up. Yeah, it's a real fun game. It's nice and chill. It's funny. It's surprisingly not dark, but like has a surprising amount of like story to it. Where like
Yeah, and also it is kind of dark in like the dialogue, right? Because isn't there like I saw a clip where you could talk to you can walk up to like 2 of the like townspeople talking, and they're just like, "This is why your fucking wife left you."
Yeah, like it's like that. Like it's not dark, but it's like kind of more adult than I thought, because people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, it's just for kids," and then like meanwhile it's like, "Oh no, yeah, there's a character whose wife left him, and he has like a cactus of her that he's like
Yeah,
sad and cries about," and I'm like, "That's more." It's a little bit more
It's like-
emotions than I thought. Bugsnax.
It's very adult, but it's like
Yeah.
if a child was playing, they'd probably just ignore it.
Yeah.
They'd just be like, "Oh, okay, I don't understand this joke." And then like in 20 years, they'd do that thing where like it inevitably happens with a bunch of generations where they're just like, "Oh my god, this filthy joke, hilarious." Can you
Yeah,
believe
it's
that
not-
Disney made a joke about a man having a small dick?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because, parents have to watch it as well.
Or like Ghostbusters not really being that kid friendly at all, even.
Yeah. Very much so. Ghost blowjob.
And Dickless over Dick. No, I was gonna say Dickless over here did it, or screwed it up. Is that true? Yes. It's true. This man has no dick.
Yeah. Fine. The movies. Do you ever watch the movies that made us?
Oh no, I didn't.
The one for Ghostbusters is just so funny because it's just about how like Dan Aykroyd was just trying his fucking best to make this movie. It was like his legacy in his family because everyone in his family is like these ghost hunters who wrote like volumes of like this ghost hunting book. And he was like, I know, I'll take my knowledge of all these and I'll make a movie called Ghostbusters. And then it just went through all this fucking trouble. And they were like, he wanted it to be Jim Belushi
Yeah.
or John Candy. I think it was Jim Belushi.
Yeah.
As the Bill Murray role. And then when they were writing it, and then he died. So then they were like, I guess let's get Bill Murray, because he was like an SNL up and comer and they were like all buddies. But Bill Murray is just like he is now, where he just goes to random places and shows up everywhere. Mm-hmm. And so they'd be like, it was like the day they were supposed to start filming, and someone was just telling them, like the execs were freaking out, Dan Aykroyd was freaking out, and someone was just like, Bill, when it's time for him to work, will come and he will work and he'll do an amazing job. So they're like all being like, I don't know. And then the day of filming, he just shows up on set. And they just start, and like they kind of fucked over Winston.
Oh yeah. Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, because a lot of Winston's lines were supposed like Bill Murray just kind of stole. Because they just he thought it just fit his character better, so he got sidelined to like the end of the movie.
Yeah, he like Ernie Hudson's great, but he definitely gets more of a chance to flex his stuff in the sequel, which people tend not to talk about as much.
Yeah, because the sequel's kind of like, it's not as iconic.
No.
Yeah, so the sequel's the one about the fucking weird
the
ghost in the painting. Yeah, that like takes over the baby
and the slime. And they drive the Statue of Liberty with the big Nintendo controller.
Yeah, they have a fucking kaiju battle.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I like how like nobody likes them at the beginning. I think that's fun.
I think Ghostbusters 1 and 2 is amazing.
Yeah.
And like you're dumb to be like, Ghostbusters isn't any good and he was never good, and it's like, you're wrong.
Nobody
Hilarious.
says that.
Yeah.
You've strawmanned a person who does not exist.
Yeah, I was gaslighting my mom yesterday for fun. I said Black Panthers don't exist.
What?
I was
like the animal?
Yeah. They don't exist.
Okay.
And so she pulled out her phone and looked it up and found like the Wikipedia article for Black Panthers. I'm like, I don't know, Mom. Your phone's just blank right now. You haven't actually opened anything.
Ugh, that's me.
I was just trying to convince her she was just staring at a blank screen.
The thing I always say is like, when somebody asks about someone, I always say like, what? Or like somebody asks like where you are, and I'm like, Ian's been dead for 5 years.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's a fun bit. That's mostly from Next Time on Lonnie, a show I love. Because there was a Chet's been dead for 10 years. That's a good bit in the first episode. But yeah, Bugsnax, really fun game. I'd tell you to check it out.
Yeah, I have it. It's free.
It's free, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a PS4 and you're not planning to get a PS5 before January when it stops being free, I'd recommend buying it. Because it's also on PS4.
I think it's free till February.
I thought it was January.
Who knows?
Because then I think in January, then the free game becomes Destruction All-Stars, which got delayed to become a free game.
Yeah, which is good.
Because that game looked fun. That game looked fun,
fail.
but I wouldn't have spent fucking $90. Yeah.
Yeah, or what the fuck else would they have? Like the EA put out like a Rocket Arena game and shit. And I'm like, yeah, this looks all right for free to play, but you want to charge me $60, and then also have like blatantly say there's microtransactions.
Yeah, you can't do both, motherfuckers.
I'm good. You can't. You can, But if the packages, like the loot boxes and the cosmetics, need to be fucking earnable. It can't be locked purely behind a paywall.
I'm going to say it right now. If you're charging full price for a video game, which is $90 now here in Canada, you better have fucking everything or do expansion packs that are meaningfully new content if you want more money. Like, I had no problem buying the expansion pass for Spider-Man PS4 because it was all new content. Even though I wound up not liking a lot of that DLC, I'm not going to be like, it's not worth your fucking money. It's new, it's real, it's not shit.
Yeah, okay, but the games I'm talking about aren't single-player games. Like, they're multiplayer games where getting cosmetics for your characters is a little more important.
Then make the fucking game free.
No. Don't charge full price.
Okay.
That's
no,
for
bullshit.
sure.
If you want me to spend more dumb money on your stupid
you don't have to.
game,
That's what the fuck I'm saying. You don't have to spend more money. Make it earnable in-game. By playing the game, you can get it. Don't fucking do this shit where it's like, oh, you bought Call of Duty for $90. Now go buy our skins for more money. Because if you only have it that you can buy skins for money, then you're going to get shit like Valorant, where it's $80 to get like 3 skins.
Yeah, that sucks. But what I'm saying is, I want the skins to only be earnable. I don't want them to be extra at all.
Okay, then think about it this way. You can play and earn the skins in however way you want. Or you can give them $10 to get it. You still can earn them.
No.
So if they're
because
so,
they're
okay,
going
fine.
to
Then
grease
gonna
it so that it's more grindy to earn them.
No, it would be the same.
Right? That was the problem with Battlefront 2. It's like if you wanted to get Darth Vader with no microtransactions, you could earn him. It would take you 20, 30 hours of playing the game.
And then they had to fucking patch that out because that was ridiculous. But that's EA being scummy.
But that's what I mean. Like making it something where you're going to grease it so that people want to pay, because nobody wants to pay if you can earn it. Like, unless it's super annoying hard to earn it.
Then let's make it earnable, like I just said. But if you're the type of person who's like, I'll just play until I earn it, then you just play till you earn it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah,
I don't like microtransactions. If you're gonna charge full price for the game, it should have none.
I once again, I didn't say full price. I said $40. Overwatch is $49. Well, actually, it's on sale right now. Actually, base Overwatch is $25. You can buy loot boxes. You don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. That's why I don't play multiplayer games.
And also that's why like you're preaching something for something you don't play.
Yeah.
I don't even like fuck multiplayer games.
Yeah, they're not fun.
They're ass. I want to win. Skill-based matchmaking is bullshit.
No. But no, it's just like, I don't know. I don't mind buying characters or like stuff that's meaningful content, but skins shouldn't cost money, period, in my opinion.
You know what's ridiculous to me?
What?
On Blizzard still, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is out. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is still like $100 for it with the Battle Pass.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Like, I know there is people who's still playing Call of Duty, like playing Modern Warfare.
Last year's. Well, what Activision needs to decide is, are we going to grease Call of Duty to be an infinity game that's an ongoing game, or are we going to have it still be you get a new one every year, fuck the last one?
But
you can't have both.
That's what I was hoping they would do with Warzone, because Warzone was so cool, and I feel like Modern Warfare was just like, there it is, that's it. Like it's a good fucking, like, this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's not Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. It's not Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 3, or Infinite.
Yeah.
It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It was a good place to be like, we're just going to fucking grease you with battle passes and like Warzone content and putting in like new maps or like new game types or whatever the fuck. But instead they were like, here's a new game again.
Yeah, like Modern Warfare though, what is cool is they added all the They added a lot of the maps from 1, 2, and 3 as well.
They also
which is
put,
cool.
I think if you have Modern Warfare, you get the Modern Warfare 2 campaign as well.
Yeah.
So let me
Which
see that.
I also got for free with PS Plus anyway, so.
No, it's its own thing. Like on Blizzard, it's its own game thing. So it's a separate buy, but it's $26.99.
It was free on PS Plus.
Yeah, I know. I said
So
I
you
was
can
looking
play
at
that?
Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, fuck gamers.
But
That's me as
Bugsnax good.
Activision. What?
Yeah. I was gonna say just Bugsnax good.
Yeah, Bugsnax?
Check her out.
PogChamp.
Yeah. Let me also just jump on a second thing because it's gonna take 2 seconds and I don't want it to be a full slot. I finished the Pathless.
Cool.
And you know what, Ian?
What?
It's also really good and you should play it.
It's on my wish list.
Yeah. Pathless, really fun. Great ending. I make sure to 100% every area before you beat the game. You'll know when you're starting to beat the game. But make sure to get all of the gold stuff in each area first because that's how you get the extended ending, and that's what I did because I wanted to complete all this stuff. So I didn't platinum the game, but I other than a small handful of things. Unlike Spider-Man, where I'm literally one trophy away from platinuming it, but I'm never gonna get that trophy for the 100 combo because it's fucking lame. Pathless has 4 or 5 trophies that I'm missing for just doing random things, and I'm like, I don't need to do it. I basically 100%ed the game, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
with
I don't know.
what I
Maybe
did.
one day you'll just be bored as fuck, and you're like, yeah, I guess I'll go do it.
Well, it's one of them I'd need to start a new game for, and the rest are just oh, you need to.
How far into a new game though?
Somewhat far.
Oh, lame.
Yeah, I mean the game's not particularly long. I think it's 10 to 15 hours.
Especially if you were going through with the intention to just get to that point, you could probably just be
Yeah, I mean the thing that you have to do is there are these. You know how each area has a boss. So until you finish the area, it's there's a glowing sphere that has the enemy in it, but you can't beat him unless you finish the area. So when you're in there, it becomes a stealth thing. And if you get caught, you just get hurt or whatever. But if you finish, it's you need to beat 3 of those in a gameplay thing. And while I beat one of them, I kept fucking up the stealth segments for the rest of the game. So I never managed to get 3 of them done. So it could be across the entire game that you wind up doing it only 3 times. Or 4. I've done 4 of them and I screwed up 3 of the 4. So
okay.
yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm sorry that you suck and you won't go back to 100%. Because if you're not platinum games, Nathan, you're not a real gamer. You're a fake bitch.
I had to delete it off my fucking PS5, dude.
Why?
Because to make more
Space?
room. Yeah.
What do you have downloaded?
Huh? Well, it's not I was full. I was just oh, I'm halfway full already because it's only 800 or it's 600 gigs or something like that. It's small as hell. So I was because even with PS4 games, if you put the disc in, it has to download the entire fucking game. And that could be 50 gigs.
Yeah, that was weird.
I deleted Ghost
PS4
of
version
Tsushima
of
as well.
That's weird that the PS4 version of Miles Morales is bigger than the PS5 version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
Do your thing.
Talking about Pathless. I don't know. I haven't really played a lot of games this week. Mostly just Yakuza 7.
Cool. Still good?
Yeah, it's still great. I'm on chapter. I just started chapter 8. I was on chapter 5 for a fucking long time because chapter 5 is the hey, here's every sub story now chapter. And you also unlock like the side organization thing, like, you know, the cabaret and the corporation stuff. Well, the real estate stuff from Yakuza 0 sort of shit.
Yeah.
So this one, it's corporate. It's like a business management like mini game.
That's fun.
Where it's pretty good. Like most of the actual engaging stuff is you run your business for 4 working days or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They call it 4 business periods, and you make a lot of money, and you like try and keep your employees happy. And the way you make money is by like satisfying the conditions that the place has put out by slotting in like employees. And then at the end, there's a board meeting, like a shareholder meeting, where a bunch of old assholes sit and yell at you, and you go like, "Oh, I know I made a whole billion yen this fucking quarter, but I'm so sorry. This is my fault. I'm a failure of a businessman. I'm making 1,000,000 fucking yen per second, and I'm the failure in this room." And like,
that's funny.
So, but then you get to a point at the end, I was just like, it was so easy. I was just fucking sitting there. The objective is to have like a minute to raise the opinion of the room in support. So you like select someone to like a question, and then they just start yelling some nonsense that you don't read, and you just match the color that beats them. It's like a rock, paper, scissors thing.
Nice.
And it just like, so like if you choose one, if a guy has if he's red, you choose omelet, the chicken manager. It's an actual chicken. Yeah. And it just says, "Peacock!" And it makes the guy shut the fuck up and sit back down.
Wait, so it's not Nugget, it's Omelet.
No, it's Omelet. Nugget's dead, man.
Yeah, I guess 88, but people were
Nugget's
saying...
old as shit.
Ian, can I tell you something I've heard about Yakuza 7?
What?
Before you get to chapter 12, you better grind.
I'm already feeling pretty fucking powerful, so...
No, but I'm saying, like, apparently chapter 12 is, like, really fucking hard. I tried not to delve deep to get spoilers.
Chapter 12 is the Futaba's Palace?
Yeah, chapter 12 is the fucking, like, get grinded, because for some reason the level jump is huge.
I think it's because... Okay, I have a theory. I think chapter 12, you probably go to Kamurocho.
That might do it.
Because right now, there's, like, this little, like... It's kind of like a heat... Like... above the mini map, it's has these like diamonds, and the max I've ever seen it go up is 3, and the areas haven't gotten any harder. Like it go to level 3. It doesn't actually go up higher.
Okay.
So the areas haven't been getting any harder. I'm like in my like level 20, and all the enemies I'm coming across are like weaker than me or the same level. Like I can kick their ass pretty easily.
You know they are. You know when the JRPG gets fun is when you're killing enemies in one hit always.
Or it's like when you're starting at a fucking a minor encounter and you just hit auto.
Yeah, and just. Psh, psh, psh.
Yeah. So you do I did the whole business side quest because you actually can just do it straight off the bat.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Yakuza needs to stop fucking doing this. You know how? Remember the what was it? The Majima construction thing in Kiwami 2?
Yeah.
Doesn't it just like give you like overpowered characters to use immediately sometimes?
Doing side stuff can give you like overpowered Majima construction characters.
But it wasn't side quests. It's just that they were already there. So I launched into this thing, and it was like, here's Makoto Date, here's Daigo Dojima, here's Kiryu, here's Majima, and they're all ultra rares that already do
probably
like,
because
max
you
damage.
got like a digital deluxe or a pre-order bonus.
I think it was the pre-order bonus because I don't think there was. You know what? I think it was the digital deluxe because I spent like $10 extra.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish it wasn't there. Like, I wish there was, like, a way to just, like, keep them off my screen. Because I got to the very end, like, the final part, and I just recruited all of them. I'm like, I don't fucking care anymore. Like,
Ian,
I'm already winning every encounter with no issue, so I'm just going to make it easier on myself. But then, like...
But
yeah.
Ian, the thing is now you can finally solve the Yakuza game's problem. Because now you can send Daigo Dojima to therapy.
He fucking needs it. Once again, this game starts with the Tojo clan is fucked. It's actually, Nathan, it's so fucked, it's gone. And that's just like, oh man, like that's how you end up in Yokohama is because you saw the trailer.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the first
yeah.
one,
He
right?
you go to jail or whatever, and everything's.
You
all
go to
fucked up.
jail, but then when you get back
What?
out, you get
hold
shot.
on. What year does this take place in?
2018.
2018?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2019.
I think it's 2018 because
I think Judgment happens in December 2018, doesn't it?
and all Yakuza games take place in December. I'll
Yeah,
look it
I
up
know,
because
but
I
You
won't get
can't
spoiled
be
by anything.
spoilered, mostly.
Because I'm already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after you do all the bit, you know how like you're kind of homeless.
Yeah.
You
talking
can
about
do
that
all
last
the you can do all the business stuff and be like in a giant skyscraper, making 1.2 million yen every single time you do any sort of business thing. Like you're fucking loaded. You have no issue with getting money now.
But
You were
because
just-
the part of the story you're in, you're homeless, you're still homeless.
Yeah, you're still homeless. So it's like not homeless because you gotta leave being homeless in like chapter 2, but you're still broke all the time. Mm-hmm. Like in all the story, like when you're like walking around, if you walk past a store that's like really nice, like one of your party members will be like Psycho will just be like, man, I kind of want to splurge. I'm gonna go get some clothes. She's the only one who has an actual job still. Like she runs like the books for like a cabaret club.
Is
she
there
stepped in
also
to be the
cabaret
manager.
stuff?
No. That's just her job on the like.
Because
she's
I
not
always
with you
liked
guys.
those mini games. I think they're more fun than like the.
I
except in
like those
Yakuza
ones
3.
much more. Yeah, I didn't really do Yakuza 3s.
Yeah, they're not fun in Yakuza 3. But in like Zero and Kiwami, whichever Kiwami it is, 2, you're breathing out of your nose onto the mic, bud.
I'm trying to fucking find this right now.
Yeah, but you're doing. Let me simulate it for you. You're doing this. You're like.
Okay, he goes to prison in 2001, but I'm not seeing the year he comes out.
Damn, he went to prison for more
18
years than Kiryu.
18 years.
So 2019.
Yeah.
So this takes place after Judgment.
He was only supposed to go to prison for 15 years for straight up murder. Because, Japan. But there was a bunch of guys who were, like, beating the shit out of him, kind of like Sajima in Yakuza 5. And then you fight back the one time, and all of a sudden, even though these other assholes were literally trying to murder you every day, you fight back once, and it's like you're in high school, and over here we have a zero tolerance policy. You're gonna be in here for 3 more years now. So
Yeah.
you come out and shit's fucked.
That's fun. I'm excited for that game. I just want a date for when I can know to play it. Because I keep looking at it on the PlayStation Store going, maybe I should just fucking buy it. And it's like, Nathan, number 1, Christmas is coming and some people are going to buy you a game. And B,
Yeah, it's
fucking,
March 2nd that it comes out.
March 2nd?
Yeah,
It's not that long. I can wait.
I wish you would, so I could actually talk about the deeper parts about the story. Because they did just drop a bomb at me at this point. Except the part there's a part in the story where one of the characters is indisposed. Mm-hmm. Like I'm supposed to be like, but it's supposed to be like I had my party of 4. Now I'm supposed to have my party of 3. But because you get a party member from the business side quest.
Yeah.
That she just appeared in my party.
Oh.
Yeah, so
now you got to do more party management.
not really. She just is there. Like, once I get the other guy back, I'm gonna replace her.
Is it a 4-person? Like when you're in a party, do they use 4 or 3 at a time?
4.
Okay.
It's Ichiban and then 4 other people.
Each and 3 other people.
3 other
you mean,
people.
right?
Yeah. So like, people you get them. You get them you'll have a full party by the 4th chapter.
Yeah, because traditional turn-based, you see like a lot of stuff. It's either 3 or 4. Like most of the modern Final Fantasies, it's parties of 3.
Yeah,
but
and
some of
I'm
the
still trying to
ones, it's 4.
because you can change the characters' jobs, and I'm still trying to figure out like what I can actually do.
There's a job system.
Yeah,
Yo,
so
Final Fantasy, baby.
like the cop guy, I changed him to be like a bodyguard. So instead of using this like billy club he had, now he uses a katana.
Hell yeah.
And he's like
so instead of bodyguard, they don't mean bodyguard. They mean Yojimbo, which is the Japanese word for bodyguard, but also samurai film.
Sure. But then like you can change like Nanba and like with your first, as soon as you get him, from like being a homeless man to being a musician.
Hell yeah.
And I put him in musician, and he was just kind of not good in that class. Because the classes are selected for people, I think, like that they can do. Like if if you can get them to do it at Bond level 1, then that means it's just a class they can do. Mm-hmm. Like they're made for it. But like I had to get like to Bond level 4 to put the cop guy into the musician one. So,
yeah, so there's starter jobs, but then like as you level up their job level,
I did put
jobs.
the psycho who is a hostess. But normally I made her an idol because I was like, maybe the idol can like buff, like do buffs, like kind of like a bard.
Yeah,
that was my logic. That was also kind of my logic with musician, but musician had like this whole fucking like separate meter that I couldn't fucking ever get to increase. So she can like buff and do some healing, but then she also just has this really low cost basic attack that has a high chance to charm an enemy. So if I'm fighting like a heavy, like tough guy, I'll just immediately send her to go charm him. Because then it's like, I don't have to fight him right now.
Charm's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes him hit his buddies. We all love it.
No, they just stand there.
Oh, so charmed is more like
Because there's brainwashing as well.
So charm is more like stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like works like how charm works in Pokemon.
But they can't hit their friends or themselves.
It's like you'll try and get them to use a move, and they'll just say like, "Oh, this Pokemon is infatuated with the enemy Pokemon, so it won't hit it." But
I don't know how it works in Dragon Quest because I'm not a big Dragon Quest guy. I haven't played any of the games.
Charm in Dragon Quest, I think you kind of just sit there and watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about RPGs. I mentioned Final Fantasy, and I don't know if you know this, but this week I decided, the reason why I wanted to delete shit from my PS5 to have more room is because I've decided to put every Final Fantasy game I own on my PS5.
Yeah, I wonder how I knew you were going to talk about this.
It's in my list. But,
it's in your list, and I also saw you playing it this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I recently pulled out Final Fantasy X. And the Prima official strategy guide.
Boo! Strategy guides are for nerds. Struggle playing the game or eat shit.
No, I already owned the strategy guide because a lot of the Final Fantasy games, they were doing these like 3 packs of strategy guides. So there was a 10, 10, 2, and 12, but it's original 12, not the HD remaster. And then there was like a 7, 8, and 9 that of course like got sold out immediately, and I've never been able to find for like under $800 or whatever.
That's chump change.
But yeah. So Final Fantasy X is the game I've been playing a lot of, and
is that the one where the guy laughs like an idiot?
Yes, but there is more context than people like to mention.
Wait. Is that also the one with the guy? I've never actually seen it other than that clip of them going ha 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 ha. But there's a clip from like old Super Best Friends play where like Wooly is talking about a character being like a racist.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, all lives matter, bro?
Or
brother. That's Waka. That's the character of Waka.
Waka. Yeah, Waka.
Who's voiced by
Waka's
John DiMaggio.
Revenge. Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah, one of the story elements of the game is that Waka is prejudiced against the Elbed.
Yeah,
but in their LP they fucking juice it up.
I'm in a Final Fantasy. No, I'm in a JRPG shit posting group, despite the fact that I don't really play a lot of JRPGs.
Yeah.
And there was just a big hate train for Final Fantasy X the other day.
Well, which is fucking dumb. Like, truly, hey guys, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, if you're a fan of anything, don't be an elitist, first of all.
Hey, who's the girl in the
like,
booty shorts?
You mean in Final Fantasy X too?
Oh, that's 10 too?
Yeah, that's Yuna. Unless you're talking about Riku.
She's got like a pink hood that also with like a long pink tail thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably Yuna. She's your love interest in Final Fantasy X.
She also is she in like a sort of like weird kimono in Final Fantasy?
In 10, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a summoner, but then like in
they
the
got
second
horny
game she
in
has a
10
gun.
too.
The second game's way hornier. It's a game all about where you just play as the girls and you get different dress spheres and put them in different outfits.
Nice. I love Riku. Damn, she bad.
She's like 14, bud.
Ah!
Lulu.
Who's Lulu?
Lulu, Final Fantasy X, baby.
Oh,
Look
she
her
great.
up. Yeah.
She got a Moogle friend. It's a plushie.
Hell yeah. It's her weapon.
That's nice.
And you get different ones. So you can get like a Cactuar one, and that one does.
You know what does
damage.
annoy me all the time, a lot though, in like Japanese stuff?
What?
If women have like a weapon, it's always like some nonsense.
Yuna has a staff.
And then she has a gun, so that's like Yuna's separate. What about
she has a gun
Riku?
in the second one. Riku. Fuck, what is it? I'm trying to remember because I haven't gotten to her to be permanent yet. I've only had her in my party for like the one scripted part near the beginning. I think she has like a claw. I'm not 100%.
Oh, I think she has dual blades.
Dual blades. That might be it. Yeah.
Okay, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking talk shit on Yakuza because once again, Yakuza's like you can't fight women.
Okay.
Women can't be hurt, but then there's a woman in my party who gets stabbed a bunch. So like,
I think they just don't want to animate the fucking heat moves on a woman.
Yeah.
Because like, it's funny when a man gets Saijimas from number 5, which is the one that I always tell you about, which is the one where he throws him up in the air, breaks his back in the midair, and then elbow drops him down onto the ground.
The Kiryu one, it's been in the game for a long time, where he punches them in the ears, lifts their head up like this, and then jumps back and slams their nose on his knee. It's like, come on.
See, like, I don't want to see those animations against women. They're fun against dudes, but against a woman, it feels bad to watch.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel fun. And, like, I get it's like, well, women should be able to be goons, too, in the bad guys thing. It'd be tough. But, like, in this series where you get these horrible cutscenes, like, it's not fun to see a woman get hit that bad.
I already got spoiled about this guy, so I gotta look through here. There's the leader of the one of the bad guys in Yakuza 7. Oh man, she bad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find her fucking name though.
Do you think Sega could buy a podcast from us that's officially a Yakuza podcast?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, like I'm saying,
Look at
like,
this bitch. She is so hot. It's like her whole character is just she's hot as fuck. Because, you know, women are very one-dimensional in Yakuza.
And they're usually better. Oh, this just looks like the girl from Zero. The Beast Mode girl.
Oh, I love her as well.
Yeah, but this girl is also very attractive.
But I don't think that girl was a secret Korean, so...
No, is this girl secret Korean?
No, but she's part of the Koreans, like Mafia.
What I was going to say about Final Fantasy X, because people who shit on FF10 are lame. But no, what I was going to say is, like, 10 is the first one to have voice acting, period. Like...
Yeah.
It was the first one on the PS2. The game looks great for the time, and in my opinion, I think still kind of lives up. It kind of looks better than you'd think for early PS2.
Fuck yeah.
What?
I got a spoiler.
For Yakuza?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
It's not a great... No. I'm happy about this one. It's not a bad one.
Okay, fine. But what I'm trying to say is, folks, Final Fantasy X is a great game, especially if you haven't really played any Final Fantasies. It tells you exactly, like, it's not hard, it tutorializes itself well, Its story is good. The voice acting is mostly good. There are some some weirdness because it's the first game in the series to have it. But yeah, and it's interesting. It's more anime-esque than most Final Fantasies. So if you're an anime guy like Ian, you're gonna probably enjoy it.
Yeah, anime is cool.
Yeah, and this has all of for good and for ill. This is very anime-esque, including gratuitous butt shots of young girls.
How young?
Riku.
Awesome. No, take that back. So, I sent my buddy this fucking meme the other day, and it's like what your waifu says about you, and it just says pedophile below all of them. Let me see. I'll scroll up see if I can find it. But yeah, so Final Fantasy X. Is that one? Is that one that uses an ATB?
No,
The active battle system
it's
or whatever the fuck.
it's just regular.
Okay. That's cool. Are you looking something up right now?
No.
No.
Oh shit!
Alright,
I
so
thought
is
it would
that
just
all you
post the
got?
picture. No. I was just gonna say like it's really good, and I got to the first. I got the first like blitzball thing, and I lost it. And fuck blitzball. It's not. It's fun, but it's too much, and I don't like it. And maybe I'll play more of it, but like it sucks at the first. Yeah.
What moves does Riku use? Like she uses those dual swords.
She's a
right?
thief. Yeah, she's a thief. So she.
I am
she has...
so tired of you put a woman in an acrobatic role like as a combat thing, and it's like skirt, mini skirt at that as well. I'm tired of
the
it.
picture I sent you.
Yeah, but also Psycho
good
and
pick.
fucking and Yakuza also is like she has like moves and shit where she like moves around and stuff. Like it's just it's a tight skirt. It doesn't make fucking sense. Also, she's in heels. I get it that her character's a hostess, but come on.
Riku doesn't really do a lot of acrobatic moves. They all just stand there and then run at the enemy and do a thing. That's how turn-based games work.
That's fine. But still, I'm tired of it.
But yeah, she does. She has the steel move, and then her overdrive is mix, which is really cool.
Jill Valentine's outfit in original RE3 makes no fucking sense.
But it's good. Shut up.
It is, but she's also like, I'm lounging around the house. I'm doing some detective work to figure out what's fucked up about the Umbrella Corporation. Let me put on my tight blue mini skirt and I'll tie my fucking white cardigan around my waist.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a tube top.
Yes. But
Yes.
Again, like if you've never played a Final Fantasy and you think old game bad, Final Fantasy X is not so old that it's old game bad because it's a PS2 game, and the HD version is like a PS3
Sounds
era.
pretty old to me, bro.
Fuck you. Ian, you you play fucking Gears of War.
Uh-huh.
And Halo. And Final Fantasy X came out the same year as Halo and is better.
Which Halo? Halo 1?
1, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's surprising?
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
check it out. The HD version is like cheap all the time, although I would say like even though I'm playing the PS4 HD version, the Steam HD version is a little bit better because apparently it lets you skip cutscenes, whereas like if you die, you have to watch the cutscene again in the PS4 version.
Yeah, I don't know. When I run out of things to do, I'll maybe consider it.
Check
But
it
I have
out.
a lot of things to
because you
consider.
haven't played other Final Fantasies, so like, this one's like an
I
easy
played Final
baby's
Fantasy
first
15,
one.
and I gave
Yeah,
up
but
on
that's-
Final Fantasy 7 remake.
You didn't finish it?
No, I don't care.
Wow, fuck you.
The fucking funny thing was like I just don't like all the padding and shit. Like I just kind of just wanted to play the game like through the story. But it's like, oh, here's all these side quests, and I'm like, I don't fucking care.
But you don't have to do the side quests, Ian. They're side.
But I feel like I do because I have FOMO.
That's on you.
I know. That's why I'm not saying I
Yeah.
just don't like the game. That's
There
it.
is a lot of padding in that game, but I
Cri-
still put it as my goddamn game of the year. Spoiler alert.
Fucking Chris was like, he was messaging me when he got it. He's like, "Yo, this game's sick," and I'm like, "No, it's not."
I still think it's the best game.
Well,
of
no,
2020.
that's how I am with Chris. I just with Chris, I'm like, my opinions are fact. You're the one who's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! Can Seven Sirens get cheaper? Because I don't want to fucking pay $30 for a mobile game.
It's not a mobile game. It's on console now.
It was made for Apple Arcade. It's a mobile game.
But it wasn't made for Apple Arcade. It just came out there first. It was designed for console, and then Apple paid money to have it first.
Yeah.
Sayonara Wild
haven't-
Hearts is also it launched on Apple Arcade, and
Yeah, but that game's like $5.
yeah,
It's 15, and I think I got it for much cheaper.
I got it for 15, and it was worth because it's a really fucking good game. But what do you got?
sure.
Man? What do you got?
I forgot, so I got to go back to the fucking thing.
Google Doc. See, now you love the Google Doc.
Filthy liberals and their satirizing of political figures via cartoons.
Yeah.
I watched like the first episode of the new Animaniacs stuff,
Oh yeah.
and Animaniacs is great. It's always been great. It's like
They have like
best-
a little Trump Cyclops in the trailer.
They do, and he claims he has two glorious big eyes with my naturally bronze skin. You're gonna be my Lufa Odysseus.
That's
It's
so good.
it's honestly very funny. Like, and it because like the thing with Animaniacs is I'm sure there's some asshole out there who watched it and goes like exactly what I wrote. Filthy liberals and their satirizing of political figures via cartoons.
Well,
But
because
they've
when I
always done
watched
that.
it, yeah, when I watched it as a kid, I didn't get the
was
political
George Bush.
jokes.
Yeah, it was George Bush and Bill Clinton and like other celebrities. But the joke that like really had it for me is they go to meet the new president of Warner Brothers, who is it's a black woman, or she looked like a black woman with like the way they drew her and all her hair and stuff. But
Yeah.
it could be a woman of indeterminate gender, but she for sure is not white.
Oh yeah.
So Dot goes up to her and says, "Would you ever feel like mentoring a young girl who really just wants to make it in this world?" And Dot's always been like that.
Yeah.
Like she's always been a strong, like female
Girl,
character. Yeah. And the CEO lady just says, "Nah, when I make a habit of climbing the corporate ladder and pulling it up with me."
Yeah, that's a good joke.
It is. It's really funny.
That's
like the whole
true.
show is just really fucking good. It's like everything's very aware, but then they were, you know how they were like current back in the day?
Yeah.
But then there's still a very long animation and writing process and actually getting it out there. It's not like fucking South Park where they can throw out a shitty episode every 4 days
Yeah.
by overworking their staff. Animaniacs, they started doing this and writing it in 2018.
Yeah, they've been working on it a while from what I've heard.
Yeah, so they just had to call it out. They called it out in the episode where they just go like, well, we only know things that are going to happen from in 2018, so anything onward, we're just going to have to make guesses. And the guesses were like kind of like funny, but one of them was just, it was saying we're locked inside of our homes. But they said it was because there's polar bears roaming the street looking to kill us.
That's funny.
So it's like, yeah, you guys were almost on par with that one.
You got it close.
Yeah, and it's there.
Some animations like Harley Quinn they managed to make really fast. Probably because
Yeah.
they do it super cheap.
Yeah, you can also see like where they cut stuff and like
Yeah.
you reuse animations and shit. But the show, I'm gonna keep watching it. The show is honestly hilarious.
That's
Like
dope, man.
Animaniacs always has been. I hope it comes back, but I would like Animaniacs.
Well, they
to
got
not
approved for
fully
2
come back.
seasons.
Good. They also made a joke about them selling out to Hulu.
Yeah.
Then also, since they brought back the whole cast, was really good. Mm-hmm. Like it's
The pinky and the brain,
like
brain.
Rob Paulson, that other guy, the guy who plays
Maurice
Wacko.
LaMarche. Oh yeah.
Maurice LaMarche is there as well. Tress MacNeille. Who does Tress MacNeille play on The Simpsons? Is it Lisa?
No, I think Tress MacNeille's from Futurama.
Are you sure? I think she's just one of those Simpsons. Like she worked with Matt Groening for a long time.
Yeah, but I feel like she was Futurama.
She
I'm
says
see- I'm
she
seeing
says-
the
it says
font
she's on
in
The
my
Simpsons.
brain. I'm seeing the font in my brain in the Supernatural, Supernatural, in the fucking Futurama font. But, you know, if Wikipedia says something else, then I could be wrong.
She could be like a character voice actor sort of thing.
Yeah.
Who's she in Futurama? Linda.
Oh, is that the old lady who talks
I think
like
he's
this?
the old lady. I'm gonna have to search it because Wikipedia, you know how it's like kind of fucky sometimes.
Yeah. Check
But it's
IMDb.
like I want to find the Simpsons. Yeah, she's like various characters. She's Agnes Skinner. She's Lunch Lady Doris.
She's all the old ladies with that voice.
Yeah, she's Boobarella.
Boobarella.
Yeah, she's in 556 characters. She's got episodes. So she's got she's the female that other guy, the guy who does Mo.
Oh yeah.
Where he does
Hank
like a bunch of
Azaria
voices.
or whatever.
Hank Azaria, yeah. Oh, Trust McNeil is also Hello Nurse.
Hello, nurse.
I hope that bitch comes back. I hope they do more stuff because because the first episode I watched, it's all about the Warner Brothers and the Warner sister, and then it's Pinky and the Brain, and then I started watching the next episode, but it was also just Warner Brothers and Pinky and the Brain, and then I looked it up. I'm like, is it just them? And it looks like the whole first season is just those two.
Like get back to the core shit.
Yeah, like I like Pinky and the Brain.
Well, I bet they can't
I don't love it though.
I liked Pinky and the Brain a lot.
The first one back, by the way, is that Pinky, the Brain makes an app, a filter on Instagram.
Yeah.
That would brainwash anyone who watches his video. So he tries to make a popular video. He fails, but then he does something that's super embarrassing, but they put the filter on it. So then he succeeds and he starts brainwashing the populace. And it's like, oh my God, he's going to do it. But you know who's got to come in and ruin it?
Who?
Is Pinky. Because he comes in and he sees like a video of a turtle having like being super cute, and he like reblogs it with the filter on and shit, and they lose all their cred. And he just goes, well, shit, time to restart. See you tomorrow. Because he gets close a lot. It's that fucking Pinky ruins it all the time. And they do a self-aware joke about how it's fucked up that despite the fact they are friends, they are in a very abusive relationship, and Pinky points it out, and Brain just says, Pinky, come here a second, and smacks him in the face and says, shut the fuck up.
That's funny.
Not actually, because,
it's still PG, that's good.
Yeah.
You gotta resist that temptation to go hard R when you get the fucking, streaming service.
But that was the joke. That was the great part about Animaniacs is it was for adults, but kids would watch it and be like, "This is this is awesome. I love it. It's funny."
They managed to pull off like more than Young Justice or whatever, because Young Justice started having blood and gore.
Yeah.
But I think Young Justice still has the same heart of that show. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll probably watch all of it by next week and shit. Like, sucks that I had to acquire it by other means.
Oh no, it's on Teletoon here.
Teletoon's not a streaming service.
I think they do have it. You can go on.
They might have
website.
On Demand.
Yeah.
Which I could check that, so then I can, because the way I'm doing it is you can stream from VLC to a Chromecast, as long as it's on the same Wi-Fi and shit. So I've been streaming it from my computer to my TV.
So you downloaded it?
Yeah. I was going to go to a shittier website where I think I showed me and you watched a few episodes of
Young Justice.
Because it's also not available in Canada. Come on, Warner, we won't.
Well, no, it's that Young
advocate.
Justice. Young Justice is on one of the channels that we have here, but it's not available online or on demand, except for a small handful of episodes. I tried to watch it legal, but I couldn't.
I used to watch stuff on my PS4 on their web browser. The PS5 does not have a web browser.
Nope.
Well, it does, but it's not accessible by normal means. It is you have to trick it.
Yeah, you have to do it through looking at the manual for a game or whatever, right?
Yeah, or you have to go to try and share something, and then go to connect your Twitter account, and then go through Twitter links until you can get to a thing that allows you to change the bar. Yeah. So.
But yeah, that's dope. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah,
too watched an animated show this week.
Oh man, you saved this for last. Fuck.
Yep.
Start talking about it. I'm just gonna.
Okay. So I watched Gundam, the 08th MS team. Let's see, how far are we into the pod? Oh god, so fucking long already. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, folks. Fuck me. We need to start timing these. Or timing them better. But guys, I watched Gundam, the 08th MS team. It's really fucking good. I'd love to talk about it for exactly 5 minutes and no more, because this podcast is already way too long. So Gundam, the 08th MS team, what's it about? Main character, guy named Shiro Amada. He's like a young commander of a team of mobile suit drivers. It's in UC. It takes place about the same time as like the old show, the original show. But he winds up like, meeting a woman who is a Gundam pilot for Zeon, because he's Federation, just like most
That
of the-
woman's name, Quattro Bagina.
Nope. First of all, that's a man, and second of all,
I know.
he's later. But her name is Aina, and yeah, so he meets this girl, and they're like enemies, but they fall in love, and like they have to work together, and that's how they meet or whatever, and they kiss and stuff, and it's like hell yeah, and then he goes down to Earth to like I think like Asia. I think like East Asia or whatever, to do some Gundam shit, to lead a team. And like, he's kind of just leading the team, and it's kind of episodic for like the, between episodes 2 and 6. But then he meets her again, and she's like essentially the person that they're up against. And then they meet again, they, have a whole thing. And it's like it's a really good story, especially like the latter half, like from episodes 6 to 12. And like, again, episode 12 is really like going to surprise you. It's definitely like not what you'd expect from the finale of this show. And it's, again, really good. It's a 12 episode show. God bless. It's fucking awesome.
Bless
Good.
up, fam.
Yeah, it's 90s anime, like in the best way possible, in that like Cowboy Bebop way, where it's like got this really gorgeous like texture and layout to it of people who really know what the fuck they're doing. What?
Yeah.
What are you laughing about, you little bitch?
Fucking meme.
What?
It's a picture of a very fat cat, like a lioness, and it just says, "I eat John. It's what I do." Like. It's Garfield. I'm gonna laugh at Garfield.
That's funny.
All right, so the show's good. Did you finish it?
I did. I watched all of it.
Damn.
It's really fucking good. It
How
does.
many kids die?
Let me think.
Because I only watch a show that has at least 5 children murdered per episode.
This is not a child soldier Gundam. This is a regular soldier Gundam. But hold on, Ian, before you go. Because it's
Don't
an
touch that
anime.
dial.
Because it's an anime, and anime has to be have one thing about it that's upsetting and annoying. You do get to see actual nudity of a character who is 17.
I got excited for a second, but then I realized you're bringing this up like a bad thing, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
In episode 2, you get to see an actual nipple breasts of a character who is underage.
Damn. It's like
Hilarious.
Game of Thrones.
It's like Game of Thrones, except Game of Thrones likes to not tell you that the character's supposed to be underage. Because like in the book, Daenerys is like written as 14, and like in the show, she's like clearly an adult.
Yeah, well, and in the show they upped everyone's age. I think Daenerys, they did make her an adult. They just like put her at like 18, so it's like, yeah, she's still young, sort of shit. Like she's very young still, especially to be getting together with the chieftain of like another of the tribe and shit.
Yeah,
but Sansa
she's a kid in the show.
Has always been 14. So when she gets raped in like the 6th season,
yep.
and the only reason why they did that to her is for shock value and also to discuss the actress because because they said, we're going to give you an amazing scene. You're going to love it. It's going to be perfect. And they just wanted to see the look of disgust on her face when she read that Ramsey was going to rape her.
Yep.
Yeah, but at least, that show your show just had a nipple.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, Gundam Neo 8th MS Team is a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even that character that they show is like I like that character. I think she's entertaining. But yeah, but there is
because they're hot.
What?
You're allowed to like a character because they're hot. That's all I
don't think that character's hot.
Liar.
That's a kid. Look her up. It's Kiki is the name of the character. Gundam 08 MS Team.
Aw. The second result was a spoiler.
What's the spoiler?
Death.
What?
I don't know. Is there a sequel to this show?
No.
It just says death. I'm going to click on it.
Yeah, she's alive. She's fucking alive in
no,
episode
she's
12.
Not. Oh, okay. In the novelization.
Oh. I was like, no, she's fine. Like, she
I don't know.
lives.
Is the novelization a post thing or is it just like written differently?
Any manga in the Gundam universe is non-canon until it's considered canon.
Oh, yeah, you,
What?
The 08 MS Team novelization differs in several ways from the OVA, with the darkest and most drastic change involving Kiki. She is captured and gang raped by Federation soldiers. In the middle of the horrific ordeal, commits suicide by biting her tongue.
Excuse me?
The event inevitably creates disgust and far more distrust towards the Federation by the guerrillas.
Yeah, no shit. Jesus fucking Christ. Who wrote that OVA?
It's not, the novelization.
Or sorry, with novelization.
Ichiro Okuchi.
Yeah, it's not the guy who wrote the show, so like, that's fucked up, man. It's wild.
Wow, and he went and did the story and script for Code Geass.
Oh shit.
So don't watch that show.
No, apparently Code Geass is good.
No, it's bad.
I
don't like it. That's about it. He also did the movie trilogy screenplay for Berserk Golden Age.
Oh, those are also good, but yeah, I guess being that kind of dark, edgy boy helps for Berserk.
He also did the screenplay for an episode of Space Dandy, series composition for Lupin the Third, Part 5. This man, unfortunately, he has worked on a lot of good things.
And he's good, I guess, except that one thing he wrote in the 90s/early 2000s.
Yeah. 1999.
Okay. Yeah. So
what a piece of shit.
The show is great. And doesn't have anybody getting that happen to them.
Yeah, well, because it was a TV show. Hey,
well,
Michelle
no, but it's
Ruff is her
OVA.
English VA.
I didn't watch it in English because I didn't like the dub. I immediately was like, the dub's not good. Which is funny because it's the first Gundam thing that I've watched that I didn't like the dub.
Hey, by the way, is the scene where you see her nipple, is that...
it's in episode 2.
nipples, is that... is she swimming or something?
Yeah.
Found it.
Yep. All right, Ian.
Yeah. What?
You fucking pedophile.
I was curious.
Yeah, but that's a character that looks like a kid. She's like not
Also,
even visually
it's
attractive.
Art. Oh.
All right, Ian, are you trying to Joey the anime man me?
Joey?
Yeah, the anime man.
Is that a person?
Yeah, the YouTuber guy who's like, Australia's banning any pornographic material with characters under 18 in it, and I'm mad about it.
Well, wait, pornographic. It depends on your definition of pornographic.
Like hentai.
Yeah, but like, so, to me...
Oh my god. Okay, we need to fucking wrap this up because I just got the low disk space for the video I'm recording. So let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright, bye.
No, not that much. I'm saying like, hey, thanks so much for listening to the Media Hole podcast. Follow us on YouTube, Nathan, youtube.com/N8SComedy. If you want to, yeah, okay, we stopped recording the video version because it's ran out of space. Okay. YouTube.com/N8SComedy. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at the Media Hole on Twitter. I'm at the Media Hole on TikTok. And I am at twitch.tv/the Media Hole. Catch me on December 10th streaming the Game Awards. If you want to follow Ian, he's at StrugglesV on everything. And he's recently come under fire for looking at underage hentai just now. Bye.